Rugby now, and a Saturday night Super League clash. Warrington Wolves v Wakefield Trinity, live on BBC Two.
This is it. It all boils down into this. And he might just have won it. Unbelievable and brilliant. Pulls the rabbit out of the hat. Absolutely sensational.
Hello and welcome to the Halliwell Jones Stadium, where hosts Warrington Wolves take on Wakefield Trinity in this early season Super League clash. Now, outside the ground you will find this very impressive statue of Brian Bevan. The Australian is a legendary figure here at Warrington, scoring an incredible 740 tries in 17 seasons between 1946 and 1962. He was known as the Wing Wizard thanks to his electrifying pace and devastating sidestep, and he is, without doubt, one of the greatest players ever to wear the wire shirt. This year the club is celebrating its 150th anniversary, so it is fitting that they have unleashed a new wire flyer with speed to burn and superstar potential. Brian Bevan would certainly have been a fan of Kai Taylor-Ray.
With dummy half as he so often does. And Taylor-Ray playing off the back of that. He's streaking out there. Kai Taylor-Ray hits the accelerator. What a break that is. What a try that is. Kai Taylor-Ray. Oh my word, that's explosive. Kai Taylor-Ray hit fast forward. Again Kai Taylor-Ray. Oh, he's up again. And he's blasted the line again. That was delightful. Here comes Taylor-Ray. Ball wide. The architect again was Kai Taylor-Ray.
He is certainly some talent. Kai Taylor-Ray's player of the match performance against St Helens lit up that opening round win for Wire. The fullback is surrounded by quality and experience, and his teammates will be looking to launch him whenever they can. Trinity come here having won one and lost one after an opening night home defeat against Toulouse. They won at Huddersfield last week, but coach Darryl Powell knows they'll need to cut out the errors and strike when the opportunities arise. So we're all set for Saturday evening Super League action live here on BBC Two, and kickoff is less than 15 minutes away. Well, joining me here, I'm glad to say that we've got two men who know this ground very well, having played their trade here in the past. Former England halfback Kevin Brown and Lee winger Josh Charnley, sporting the scars from defeat on Thursday night to Wigan.
Yeah, just a little war wound, but it's not too bad.
Makeup's done a decent job on it.
Yeah, Kev's got a good makeup bag, so I borrowed it off him.
Good thing your two shades match, eh?
Yeah, pasty skin.
Kai Taylor-Ray, I mean, he is some talent. I'm going to be so exciting to watch going forward.
He's absolute box office, and he's already got the same anticipation and expectation when he gets the ball as a Bevan French does at Wigan. You know, people see him as box office, and he's only played a few games. I think he's going to grow and grow and grow, Tanya, and I can't wait to watch him again today. It
is a big game this for Warrington, isn't it? Because Wakefield did the double on them last year.
Yeah, they're a bit of a bogey team for the Wire, but, you know, speaking about Kai Taylor-Ray, as soon as the track starts drying up, we'll see him, because he's got that X factor about him. You know, the pace of the pitch will suit him down to a T.
And Wakefield, it's been a bit scratchy so far this season, but they're a really good team, and when it gels, they've got speed as well.
Yeah, well, they've just run past us. They've got size too, let me tell you, Tanya. And you know, I was really impressed with Jack Sinfield last week against Huddersfield. He came into the team off the back of you know, Mason Leno not playing. I thought he steered the team terrifically. He's a very good player, and he's backed up by Jake Truman too.
Well, let's take a look at the results and fixtures from round 3 so far. Wigan made it 3 wins out of 3 with their 54-0 win over Josh's Lee. At this early stage, they sit top of Super League. Castleford got their season up and running with victory over Huddersfield, who are still searching for their first win. And York Knights pulled off another 1-point victory to beat Hull FC. That's 2 wins from 3 for them after their victory over Hull KR in round 1. Catalan hosts St Helens this evening. We'll keep you up to date with that. And overnight, it's the big match in Vegas between Hull KR and Leeds, and Toulouse are looking to make it 3 wins from 3 when they face Bradford tomorrow. And while I was reading all of that, Sam Burgess had slipped in beside us, the Warrington head coach. Sam, a fantastic win for your guys on opening round. Would you rather have played last week and not had the week off to keep that momentum going?
Yeah, we certainly would. I think early in the year we trained for 3 months to get the season going, and we played round 1 and we have to sit out for a week. Listen, but it's okay, we can deal with it, and we just have to make that game later in the year, so we'll have to be smart around that. But it was a great start to the year, and looking forward to building on that tonight.
Did you give them some time off after that win, or did you flog them?
Not too much, Tanya. Not too much time
Too early for time off.
Keep them on the toes for now. But no, it's not that time of year. We've still got a bit to work on in our game and parts that we're still not happy with. So, we had a weekend off, but we got plenty of work done, so it was nice.
And you've stuck with the same team that beat St Helens, so we'll get to see Kai Taylor-Ray in action again. He's some talent.
Yeah, well, I don't think we did it once last year. We kept the same 17, so it's actually quite nice, a nice luxury. I've got a few guys that are ready to come back in the team, so we're just looking for them to break through and wait for their opportunities. But no, it's nice to be able to pick the same 17. Hopefully we get some consistency with that.
So what did you see in Kai Taylor-Ray to give him the starting jersey this year?
Yeah, well, I saw a lot of potential. Josh is he's a great young lad. Obviously, he's been here since I've been at the club, and he played a number of games over the last 2 years for me. He's still got a lot to work on, which he's very open about. But he's got raw speed, which you can't coach, and he's only going to develop as the year goes on. He'll have some more great days like we saw last week, and he'll have some days where he gets it wrong. But we're happy with that, and we're happy to watch him develop and see his game continue to grow.
And with the new rules, Sam, with the quicker rucks, does it help someone like Kai? Because he was devastating through the middle of the field.
Yeah, I think it suits, especially the way we like to play. We've got Danny out of 9, who's very clever. It was Danny who gave him a bit of space there. So it certainly, you saw. Sorry, Josh. We saw on Thursday night. It suits Wigan. Their style of play, they got a bit of speed around the ruck, and I heard Matt Pete's comment says we play that up-tempo speed model. So let's hope that stays consistent. But I think again, it's we're all getting used to the new style of play, and for Kai, he had a good night with it. So hope we can replicate that tonight.
Well, he did have a good night, and your new recruits had a good night. How good have they slotted in so quickly?
Yeah, no, they've been great, Kev. It's bringing in. I think we brought in 6 or 7 new players. Can sometimes take a lot of time, but we've consciously spent a lot of time working on that as a group. We're not in a forced way. Just we spent a lot of time. We've eaten together every day, and we've got some great relationships growing. We brought in 3 Kiwi boys who've been awesome. I mean, Top Sipley, just such a great character. He's happy. He's good energy. Kalipi Tanganoa, again, he's very experienced but very astute, intelligent player. And then Hopawai, he's very experienced, comes from a great line of players. We also Will Hopawai over here, and he's just a great student of the game, and a great energy, good family men. So they've been a revelation to bring in, and we've added a few more others as well.
And what about your relationship with the fans here? It wasn't a great end to the year last year, and you've talked in the build-up to this of kind of gelling everybody back together as a club with the fans, and how important that is.
Yeah, well, I think the fans they're always very honest. They always tell the truth, and so they should. I think I think the team should really reflect the fans, and vice versa. I think that the crowd here, or the fans at Warrington, they can always be happy as long as the team are having a go. And you could probably say at times we didn't look like that last year, but I will say it's a new team this year. We've got some new things that we've really worked on, being consistent at that, and sort of putting our best foot forward each week. for the fans and giving them something to be proud of, we'll lose or draw.
And what is the goal this year, Sam? When you sit down and you see how you played round one, and I know you won't get carried away, but what is the goal? What does success look like this year?
Yeah, I don't know, Brownie. Everyone keeps asking me. I've not even thought about it. We got to work pretty early after the year last year. We got to work pretty early, but we didn't have any grand plans. I wanted to get this place back to what I felt like it was when I first arrived. It just sort of fell away a little bit, so we just stripped it right back. We've not got, like I said, no grand plans. We want to be consistent, continue to grow, but also be humble enough to understand we have to close the gap on the league. There's some great sides out there, some great clubs, and I think we're making strides forward, but like I said, it's very early, and we're just enjoying getting to work every day.
Sam, thanks ever so much for joining us so close to kick-off. Go well today.
Great, thanks, have a great call.
Well, let's hear from Sam's opposite number, the Wakefield head coach, Darryl Powell. He's been talking to Matt Newson.
They're a side that's had a week off, obviously, because of the World Cup challenge. Do you think that will have helped them or kind of hindered them at this point? I know it's probably less your concern, but interesting dynamic, I guess.
Yeah, a blessing or a curse, isn't it? I think after the round one performance, they would have probably wanted to go again and get some consistency. So, look, we don't know. We just need to go and play well today. Just focus on us. Don't worry about what Warrington are doing. We know where they're strong. They've got a new genius at the back, haven't they? So you got to deal with him, and we need to play well. Absolutely.
I mean, halves is an area where all teams are looking for a consistency. No Mason Leno at the moment, but Jack Sinfield seems to have at least grasped his chance in the kind of early sort of stages of this season so far.
Yeah, well, Mason missed a lot of pre-season, and Jack got a lot of reps, a lot of time in the main team as we training. So he had a great pre-season, and then he carried that into last week. I thought most of what he did, whether it was instinct or defence or some of the work he did with the ball, he's always going to challenge defences the way he likes to run. I thought he was our best player last week. So Mason will be available next week, I think, and we always will have decisions to make all the way through the year, but Jack can't do any more than he did last week. Hopefully he can continue that form today.
I mean, he carries that name, doesn't he, Sinfield, and that's could be a burden, but it looks like he's playing with quite a bit of freedom.
Well, some of the things you get from being around the game all your life is the instinct things. Some of the things he did defensively, where he read the game unbelievably well last week. I thought, they're the things that you get when, like I say, you see the Fords and the Farrells and people like that. The same with with Kev. He was an unbelievable player, and Jack started off really well with us. Obviously, he had a decent grounding at Leeds, and we see him as a pivotal player for us as we move forward.
Go well.
Thank you.
And just to warn you, as we build up to kick-off here, there may be some flashing lights, and there may be as well when Warrington score during the match as well. Darryl, they're talking about Jack Sinfield. He's getting his chance. He's made the move to Wakefield away from Leeds, but he's going to be up against George Williams today, which is a test for him.
It is a test. It's a test again for anyone, but Jack Sinfield, I've been really impressed so far. The variety of his game. He runs the ball, he kicks the ball, and he passes the ball very well, but he's definitely got a lot of traits that his dad had in terms of his kicking game. You can see him turning the wingers and the fullbacks round, and Josh, it must be a nightmare to play against lads like this who've got so much variation.
Yeah, because you don't really know as a winger, you don't really know if they're going to run it or kick it, so you've got to be in the right position. So, like you say, the knowledge that Jack's got at such a young age, is a massive addition to the Wakefield team.
Yeah, and he will be up against a very experienced halfback, but you can see with the stuff he's doing already, he's got that anticipation in attack and defence, but it's going to go up a level. It's going to go up a level because he's playing against the England captain, and I think we mentioned the new rules, and George Williams is going to absolutely thrive with quick play the balls. He's probably, in my eyes, up there with the best runners of the ball, Josh, as halfbacks.
Yeah, he's he's a big boy for an halfback, and he's got a bit of speed behind him as well, so he is a threat. When George is running the ball, that he's switched on and he's ready to play. So yeah, it's a good head-to-head to be watching tonight.
And George has got something to prove. I think it's his last year here. It's confirmed he's going back to the NRL. He'll want to go out in style.
Yeah, he's come here to do a job, and he's a spine player. So yeah, he wants to finish on a high, and he's trying to leave the Warrington team in a good place.
there are some good big battles as well up front, aren't there? We talk about the speed and everything like that, but there's some big players out here today.
There is, and there's some big players across the board, and I think both packs, you know, Kalepi Tanganoa for me is one player that'll absolutely punch through holes. And you look at Mike McMeekin too. Mike's going to have to challenge that, and if he can get on the front foot, Mike's just waiting to lead his troops out now.
He is a big guy, isn't he, with some speed.
Big man. And offloads, and he's very difficult to not only tackle, to put on his back, but also to stop the ball coming out as well, Tanya.
And how difficult is it to play against these guys like Kalepi Tangler and Mike McMeekin, who've got a bit of a turn of pace for a big guy?
Yeah, they are. They're a threat, you know, when they're punching holes, or, you know, they've got the offloaded, and you've got to expect it, especially having smart halfbacks who are following up behind them. So, yeah, no, it's a big threat to, you know, having your armour, but yeah, it's going to be good to see these big boys going.
So how does it go today, Kev?
Oh, it's going to be quick, it's going to be brutal, and I think whoever keeps holding the ball and has the best discipline wins this game.
Well, let's take you up to our commentary team today. The new CEO of Salford, Ryan Briley, I've got to get used to saying that, and our lead commentator, Matt Newsom.
Thank you very much, Tanya. Here we go then. It is about to get underway. And a big night for Warrington, big night for Wakefield. Let's have a look at those teams. So Warrington have got a spine packed with quality. Kai Taylor-Ray at the back, Danny Walker leading things from dummy half, and then the brains trust of Mark Sneed and George Williams. Ben Curry will get plenty of ball too at loose forward. Well, Wakefield have a NRL Premiership winner in their side in the shape of Tyson Smoothie. Jas Tavanga brings the bang at loose forward, and Jake Truman and Jack Sinfield, plenty expected of them in that halves partnership. So Danny Walker going to be a big part of this one for Warrington. Sam Burgess up in what I like to call the David Blaine box as he prepares for kick-off here, high above the stadium, looking down on the field. The referee for this one is Liam Rush, and we are almost up and running with Mark Sneed, as always, the man tasked with the kicking duties. So we are underway. Wakefield will get first dibs of the ball, and alongside me, as previously advertised, Salford's new CEO and a man who knows his way to the try line in the shape of Ryan Briley.
Good to be here, Matt. Obviously really excited for the game. I think there's a lot of expectancy around Warrington after having a poor season last year, so really excited if they can back up their first round performance and Wakefield yet to find their groove yet.
Yeah, Mike McMeekin looking to put them in a decent spot, and I think he felt that the momentum had been held there, but Warrington had him backpedaling somewhat. So Jas Tavanga going the route Tyson Smoothie, and he's feeling the pinch there, Tyson Smoothie. And Luke Yates had a second nibble there, and I think Liam Rush might have given a penalty here, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, was it? Tyson Smoothie, he copped a shot, doesn't he, by Ben Curry. It wouldn't surprise me if the video gets involved in that. Obviously, he's not reacted well to it, Tyson, has he? On the floor there, he's really struggling, so probably that's why the penalty was given in the end. I think it didn't seem right, did it, Matt? So hopefully Tyson's okay.
Yeah, being checked over. Darryl Powell and Michael Shenton there, the Castleford Tigers Brains Trust. Once the man on the field for Darryl Powell's Castleford, now his assistant. Oh, and that one, has it been safe from going to touch there by Josh Thewlis? It has. And now we're seeing our first little glimpses of Kai Taylor-Ray bringing that ball forward.
Yeah, I think it didn't come off the foot right from Jack Sinfield, did it all? It just spiraled out of control, and obviously Thewlis has done a great job to keep the ball in play, but I think when you come to Warrington, the first thing you want to do is quieten the crowd down. That's not how you do it.
Yeah, we're giving Jack Sinfield the royal treatment, and he didn't quite make it on that occasion. Liam Burney made the switch from Wigan for 2026. Danny Walker with those sniping breaks from dummy half. He can be a real threat for Warrington tonight in their 150th
year kit, the tighter primrose and blue bars. Slightly shallow kick. King's come up with it. He's a prodigious leaper, but his offload goes the wrong way, and Cam Scott has to mop things up for Wakefield, and it's a lively start so far, right?
Yeah, really smart set end for Mark Sneed as usual. He puts in that corner mix. Wakefield work hard to get out of there, but yeah, really control set from Warrington to start off with.
So Ollie Pratt trying to lead the breakout. He was largely played in the centres in his time at Wakefield, but he's got a number 2 shirt this season, and that's where he's playing out on the wing today. Smoothie to Tabanga, pushed back through the middle with Caleb Hamlin-Uele. He's a big old boy. Truman. Nicotimo, another of those back rowers, providing the punch for Wakefield. Smoothie onto Truman. Hopawate and co were chasing onto that, but Josh Newlis.
He doesn't take a backward step, does he, Matt? He just fires into the big boys there, doesn't he? He took a whack for his trouble.
Yeah, he's one of those, one of the bravers, isn't he? Because he doesn't have the big size of some of the outside backs in the Super League, but he's a more than willing runner. Josh Smith on the other side, he's one of his big strengths is that early carry in the set. No room through for Toby King that time, so it's Sneed having to kick from deep, and he's monstered that one there, Ryan. That was a beast.
Yeah, I've been on a few of them at training, don't worry, Matt. Yeah, he likes to spiral out of his own half, so yeah, it makes it really testing for the fullback. Watching Matt Jowett did really well.
Yeah, Jowett, another of those players who, having gone down with Wakefield in 2023, he's come back stronger and bigger and better, much like his team. Tabanga keeps it moving. Hamlin-Uele. But Warrington got hold of him pretty quickly. Tabanga. Truman. Nicotimo was looking for the offload. Corey Hall. Truman. Tabanga again. Can play loose forward, can play hooker as well. So he offers versatility to this Wakefield team. Oh, they've got a set restart here, and that is almost criminal for Warrington there.
I think that was really smart by just Tabanga there. He knew exactly what he was doing. And there's an error from the play the ball here.
Mike Mamikin doesn't get a lot wrong normally, does he? But yeah, just seems to lose his balance.
Yeah, especially when they just got the 6 again. Mike's not happy, but he was just a sloppy play the ball by the big fella in the end. Looking here. He actually trips over Luke Hayes, doesn't he? While he's trying to play the ball.
Luke, yeah, there is a directive now that the players have got to try to clear the ruck, but that was an interesting one, because that was essentially Liam Rush was saying to Mike Mamikin, you've got to get clear of the player.
But I always say, Matt, it's always the front rowers that are the clumsiest, aren't they? They're always the clumsiest, and always crack on that it's not their fault.
Sam Burgess looking on the Warrington head coach. This side have had a bit of a reprieve there. And they just lay on too long, Wakefield. Can't get away with that. And Warrington wastes little time.
Huge kick by Mark Sneed. Huge kick. Puts them in real good field position.
He's got the Predators on tonight, by the sounds of it. Other football boots are available. Walker from dummy half. Keeps it moving to Sneed. In comes the tigerish Yates. Always up for a hit up. Shoulders of concrete. Curry. Sneed. Short ball that time for Sam Stone. Penalty goes the way of the wire. For a shot after the ball had gone.
Late hit on Curry. It's marginal, isn't it? But it is late. Obviously, you don't get away with them now in Super League. So, electing to tap the ball, Matt.
Yeah, it looks as though they're going to tap this and go, as you say. No taking the two. They sense they can create something here. Sneed onto Williams. Switch of the play for Stone. Wakefield had a defensive line set. Walker finds Curry. Sneed in and out, tackles Williams. Someone's tried to half volley that one. Got it back. Didn't see that. Oh, he has reset the tackle count. Eventually, Liam Rush. So Warrington have another set of 6 as Harrison looks to plunder a try. He's over the line, but I don't think he got it down.
No, I think Jack Sinfield's done a great job in keeping the ball off the floor. It was almost big man and little man, wasn't it, Matt, there on the short side with Harrison on Sinfield, but he's done a great job.
Sneed. Warrington launch another attack. Curry. Liam Byrne sets the point. Walker sprightly at dummy half. Curry keeps it moving for Yates. He doesn't score many tries. Last try April 24 for him. Walker to Sneed. Oh, he's sent the little kick through. He'll hold up in goal. And in the end, Caleb Hamlin-Uele has to steer that behind, and a dropout will follow.
It was so funny. As soon as I saw Mark Sneed get the ball, I thought, well, he doesn't want to run with the ball, he doesn't want to get tackled, so he's going to put a kick in somewhere. It was a really smart kick by Sneed. Obviously holds up in the in-goal. Well, they managed to clean it up really well. It's a really unnatural kick. But again, more pressure on the Wakefield line here.
Now, Max Jowett was almost did his part in that, keeping Sneed away from the ball as legally as possible. They've gone marginally short here, and it's fielded by Albert Hopawate for Warrington. Another of those off-season imports who really look to have settled in Primrose and Blue pretty quickly. Walker carted forward by Curry. The wire in position. Wakefield on the back pedal. Williams, Kai Taylor-Ray. Can't allow him to wriggle, and they don't. Hamlin-Uele with the tackle that time. Williams, cut out ball for King. Well taken down that time, Pratt and Scott. For Trinity, short side pick. Williams and Sinfield wrestling over who's got the ball here, and that's a straight turnover, says Liam Rush.
Yeah, I don't think Warrington will be too disappointed with the end there. I think they're finishing the corner, so 5 out from their own try line there, so I think they'll be happy they'll start teeing off now with the physicality from this Warrington side. So a really patient and smart set from Warrington in the end.
Now Ollie Pratt trying to launch that breakout, but the likes of Curry, big James Harrison, Toby King's a big lad for a centre, so as you say, they're aiming up, they're fronting up our Warrington. As Jaden Myers, the latest Tavanga, might take a bit more putting down. Although he did run into Liam Byrne and James Harrison, which is a formidable duo. Trying to scope out some yards. And then the kick from Sinfield is a raking one. Taken into the back by Taylor-Ray. They can't give him an inch.
I think that's the reward, though. We're talking about Matt there in Sneedy and George finishing the set in the opposition corner. They get Kai Taylor-Ray on the full with a kick as well, so he can return it back to 40. And it's just that constant pressure cycle what Warrington are applying on this Wakefield side, where it just drains them of energy. And at the moment, obviously, Warrington are in the territory battle. They've been really patient and really clinical at the moment.
Yeah, Dad Jermaine will be delighted to see his son really picking up the plaudits seat. Former East Leeds amateur. Walker, so often the starting point for these Warrington breaks. Williams, King. Plenty for Smith to do out on the sideline. Service from Walker has been sharp so far. Tricky one at the back there for Max Jowett, but he bossed it.
It's almost identical end to the set again, isn't it? It's almost a bit like a rinse and repeat, but that certainly won't help.
Now Ollie Pratt got clobbered, and Liam Rush pinging Liam Byrne.
That's a killer, isn't it? I say you've worked all week to put him in the corner. So he takes a real whack there, doesn't he?
Darryl Powell looking on.
Yeah, Pratt doesn't look in a good way, but shame, because obviously Warrington have started the game really well, and just a lack of discipline there from Liam Byrne. Of course, it cost his side a penalty, but might cost him a little bit more.
Yeah, he's got to get a bit lower there, Liam Byrne. Now that's tricky when you've got two big forwards going high. Thankfully, at least Ollie Pratt able to carry on. And then the penalty is set to touch by Wakefield.
Wakefield needed that, didn't they, Matt? They've not been able to get out of their own half, have they? So hopefully for the Wakefield side, they can finish in a decent area with a decent end to the set.
Yeah, Isaiah Vanganar of great stock, of course, son of Joe. Hamlin Ueli already busy and in amongst the big carries so far for Wakefield. Smoothie onto McMeekin. Warrington uncompromising in their defence so far. Sinfield helps that one onto Vanganar, who just bumped away Sneed. That was a good carry, some good yards on the back of that. Sinfield onto Tabanga, keeps it moving. Truman into the line comes Jowett. Last one here for Wakefield Trinity, and Jake Truman puts that kick up. Tester at the back there for Kai Taylor-Ray, and he did really well in amongst the bodies, and he even gets his side a penalty as well, Ryan.
Yeah, it was really brave. Taylor-Ray managed to get off the floor. Obviously, he gets hit whilst he's in the air. Obviously, lack of discipline areas for both sides in the same position in the field. Again, it's just absolute coachless. I think he's come off second best, hasn't he? He's slit his head open, but just a lack of discipline from both sides. I think both coaches will be disappointed with the discipline on both the end of sets there in regards to the kick area. So certainly something what they can clean up.
Yeah, Seth Nicotimo it is, who has been split, and well, he got his timing all wrong, didn't he, on that one? So he's given away a penalty, and he's got himself hurt, the former Burley Bears player.
I think, I'll say Wakefield's plan to try and stop Kai Taylor-Ray is put the ball right on top of his head, isn't it, and almost trap him before he has the space to move. Sorry. So it's a smart from Darryl Powell, but also as the game opens up, Kai Taylor-Ray will be certainly a threat.
Well, Darryl Powell's facial expression and hand to the head there is just a man who his frustration was worn on his sleeve, it's fair to say. And a bit of Vaseline, I think it's just been smothered on there.
That'll fix it.
That'll do. Sort that out later. Meanwhile, Warrington edge further downfield, and they waste no time getting it back on with it. Albert Hopawate straight into the mix again. Set restart, really handing Warrington the initiative. Liam Byrne taken down. Luke Yates, another muscular piece of work from him. Sneed out the back. Williams now onto Taylor-Ray. Jake Truman locking him up. Jake Truman will have some sense of what Kai Taylor-Ray's going through. He was the great hope at one stage. Oh, clever kick from Sneed here, and in the end Max Jowett adopts a bit of football skill and mops up the danger, but it's going to come straight back at Wakefield here.
Yeah, look, I was reading something around Oliver Pratt being moved to the wing from the centre, and obviously just getting used to the position of his spacing. So Mark Sneed's too clever to have his spacing off in them certain areas. So it's a real smart play by Max Jowett to clean up the kick on the back of it, but it shows it's clearly something that the Warrington side have seen in preview for this game, that Oliver Pratt gets really tight on his spacing. Obviously Mark Sneed noticed it and put a great kick in and put pressure back on Wakefield.
Yeah, if there's ever somebody who's going to pick apart your deficiencies with a kick, it's Mark Sneed, isn't it? He's the proverbial tin opener. Walker then for Warrington to Williams. Liam Byrne. It's the heavy artillery for Warrington. Walker poised. Throws to Sneed. Oh, great line, Harrison. Good tackle, Sinfield. But Ian Rush blown up here. He's given the penalty Warrington's way.
I think it's just offside, Matt. Yeah, they've not got back to the try line, have they? I think they're going to elect to take the 2. I think a real respect for Wakefield's defence. I think they've been looked really comfortable, to be honest, on try line. Just a note on the short dropouts. I've seen a lot of people obviously questioning around these short dropouts, and might sound a little bit stupid, but I guess a lot of the reasoning behind teams wanting to take the short dropout, a couple of things, is that there's a chance of us getting the ball back. Obviously, there's no risk in trying because there's no penalty if you don't make the 10. But this sounds really strange. It's actually easier to defend closer to your try line because a lot of teams go with one marker, which means it allows one other player to be in your defensive line. So it's actually harder to actually score when you're close to the try line. So if you ask any attacking team, they'd rather attack from 30, 40 out because there's more space. Fullbacks out of the line as well, so it just gives more options. So trying to kind of clear a little bit of a point where people have been asking about that.
Yeah, very good explanation as well. Mark Sneed. Well, you often see as well, you drop out long and somebody comes piling at you at full pelt from 30, 40 metres, build up their run, they either crash the line or they get tackled, but then you get a quick look on the back of it, you can see actually exactly what you're talking about. Suddenly you can almost compress it.
Yeah, and obviously when you're on try line, obviously the fullback's in the line, you have one extra marker out of the marker system to be on your try line. So you've effectively got 2 more players on your try line in your defensive line. So it's actually harder to score. That's why people would rather the attack be closer to the line from a defensive point of view, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense when you put it like that, as Tavanga was left on the floor for a moment there, but Warrington running hard off the back fence, having opened the scoring with that Mark Sneed penalty goal. Walker on to Luke Yates. Curry is poised. Oh, lovely ball back on the inside for Williams, and it's those quick rooks, little inside balls around the middle, Ryan, that can really catch teams out.
Yeah, certainly with the I guess the dynamic style of Danny Walker, George Williams, Kai Taylor-Ray. I don't think you'll see Mark Sneed hitting them holes, to be honest. He'd rather sit back and do that and kick the ball 40 metres downfield, but yeah, they're definitely suited to Warrington's spine.
Smart tackle on Max Jowett before he really had chance to accelerate from Sam Stone. I mean, the pitch looks fairly good, but it's heavy, isn't it? We had a wander round. I nearly embarrassed myself in front of the Wakefield fans by slipping on my backside. Thankfully I didn't. The coat remained clean. But it's heavy underfoot, it's fair to say. Jowett there just bites a few metres off this Warrington side. Smoothie now to Truman. Hamlin Ueli taken down. Truman gives the ball some air. Taylor-Ray poised at the back, and he had just enough there of a coverage, didn't he, as the hooves came converging.
But they're real desperate on the kick chase, so aren't they, Matt? They want to get Taylor-Ray before he gets them. So it's a really smart end by Truman and the left edge of Wakefield to keep Taylor-Ray pinned in that corner.
So Josh Smith gets his side, a quick play the ball and maybe some space to hit at here through Toby King. So far it's been a really quick game, hasn't it? It's been really open and both sides really challenging each other. Here's Taylor-Ray, that's what we've all been talking about. Kai Taylor-Ray, he's got support from Williams, timed the pass perfectly. Brilliant cover tackle, Jaden Myers. But Warrington in a good spot here, looping pass. King got hold of it. And Wakefield forced the turnover.
Blistering from Taylor-Ray, wasn't it? It's not took long, has it, Matt, for him to light this stadium up again. It's his 4th play. That's his pet play at the moment, taking that 4th carry. He splits Wakefield in 2. So George Williams backing up in support. I think Max Jowett did a great job in not committing too early. He backed off and got the help from his wingers, Myers, to give me a helping hand also in stopping Williams to the try line. So well rescued by Wakefield, but just a glimpse of what Taylor-Ray can do.
Oh, and now Wakefield get the penalty. Corey Hall ensuring that Liam Rush could see that he was being manhandled. So a chance to find a touch and edge downfield. Just the 2 points in it. So a quick tap from Scott. Smoothie. Oh, Isaiah Van Ganaar almost caught one. I mean, he ducked at the right moment there. Smoothie to Tavanga. Oh, he lost his footing on the cloying turf. Walker was quick to mop him up. Smoothie onto Hamlin Ueli. They've dealt really well with that size so far.
Yeah, the line speed of Byrne is so good at the moment, and not giving the Wakefield side a chance to breathe, to be honest.
Tackle on Van Ganaar. Jowett steps in to keep play flowing. It's like a rugby union box kick, that one. Again, Taylor Ray takes it. And he is tackled that time by Ollie Pratt. And it's Wakefield's turn to box Warrington into a corner.
Yeah, they've finished the last couple of sets really well, Wakefield, in them corners, keeping Taylor Ray. It's just been probably play 3, play 4. There's a lack of discipline and detail in what the defensive systems are, which obviously has give field position to Warrington, but they've been a lot more disciplined this set, and I guess the territory is changing ever so slightly.
So the first quarter is past. Just 2 points in it, in a good old arm wrestle, this one. Plenty of explosive talent on show, and we've seen a few little crackles of that, and we almost saw it again, Ryan. Kai Taylor Ray. He really is a handful. Mark Sneed off the back of that with a booming kick. And now it's Wakefield's turn to return serve.
The ball's been in play for quite a while now, Matt, so you will see bits of fatigue entering the game. Obviously, you'll have a lot of players in the end of their first stint. Middles wide, obviously, Tavanga's just getting back behind the ball now. You'll see a lot of fatigued bodies around the middle of the field, so the quicker boys will get some more joy at this part of the game.
Yep, the fatigue is certainly when you see these players. Kaius Fatili is going to be one of those players. He's impact, isn't he? And then he's impact, although I've just jinxed him, utterly jinxed him. Sorry, Wakefield fans.
It's his first carry of ball, so he added some leg speed. We see how the game was getting quicker and quicker as we spoke there, Matt. Unfortunate error from Wakefield to give Warrington perfect field position as well, 45 metres out from the try line.
Kaius Fatili, big fans' favourite, ex-North Queensland Cowboys. And he's got an interesting haircut, that's for sure. But if you're going to have a haircut, you've got to be good, and he is. So don't forget tonight, the big one in Las Vegas, Sin City, Hull KR against Leeds Rhinos. That is available tonight on the BBC Sport website and app, BBC Sounds and Radio Humberside as well. Kick-off at midnight, coverage from 1:45. Williams now onto Josh Thewlis, just scoping out the line. Van Ganaar says, "You've gone far enough, pal." Danny Walker. This is where the Rooks can get quick. This is where Warrington might find some joy. Van Ganaar again involved defensively. Walker to Sneed. Williams chimes in. Kai Taylor Ray pops one off to Albert Hopewate. Good sliding defence from Wakefield.
They handle it really well. I just think they need to, Marks and George will need to dig in a little bit more to give Taylor Ray that space.
Chip behind from Sneed. Mopped up by Jack Sinfield, who thought, I'm just going to have a breather here for a minute. It was almost as if
that's really well read by Sinfield. He saw Mark Sneed line that kick, but I think Darryl Powell mentioned it pre-game about Sinfield's dad, who he is, and having that knowledge of the game going through the years. That certainly paid dividends there. I think they look really comfortable defending Wakefield. I don't think they've looked too stressed on their own trial. I think they've matched off really well, like you said, Matt. I think from a Warrington point of view, they probably need to take a few more steps deeper into the line to create some space for Kai Taylor Ray, because I think obviously Marks didn't come up with a kick at the end of it, which Sinfield has read. Really smart play by Jack. But yeah, I think from a Warrington perspective, digging a little bit more, take a few further steps to create some space on the edges, because it's becoming a little bit too easy for Truman and Corey Hall, this left edge, to defend.
So Wakefield have also made a further change. I've certainly seen Jay Pitts on the pitch, and fair play to Jay Pitts. He's still running around with loads of energy. 36. Mima Meakin, the player to make way. So Truman, Nicotimo, thought for a minute he'd gone out the line and that was going to be intercepted, but he took that in, Nicotimo. Truman with the dummy. Nicotimo round the corner. Fair play, Sam Stone. He just clung on after he's been bulldozed away. So Sinfield hooks a kick. Underneath it, Kai Taylor-Ray again. He's been no perfect so far on that score.
Yeah, well, so Wakefield just finding their way a little bit better now, so finding some rhythm in their attack. But again, great finish by Sinfield, keeping Taylor in that corner. So I think Jack's made a great start to the game. Also, his kicking's been great. His defence has been solid. Really smart start by the young kid.
And you're right, they've just essentially said, you can't run anyway.
Yeah, well, we're not letting you run anyway. Yeah.
Catching practice for you, Kai. And Joe Philbin also on for Warrington, so the homegrown. Danny Walker very much a Warrington lad as well, as the kick for Mark Sneed taken in by Jowett, trying to switch the angles up here as Ollie Pratt drives it in. That's James Harrison, I think, by the sounds of it, who's bowed out temporarily in exchange for Joe Philbin. Jazz Tavanga. He really enjoys the rough and tumble, doesn't he, the big Samoan? Sinfield switches it, Vanganar. Up Willie Mobile, back rower. Giving Wakefield that punch forward. Fartili. Oh, a nice offload. Smoothie. Sinfield. Cam Scott really pumps the legs. Scott Warrington on the back foot here. Smoothie goes short side. Jowett, he tried to manufacture the kick, and I don't know whether they misread the calls there.
Yeah, I think Kai Taylor-Ray's done a great job. I think initially Jowett saw a 3v2 down the short side, and Taylor-Ray actually plugs the gap to make it almost 3v3, and that's why Jowett's probably kicked it, but come with the poor kick in the end. Obviously Taylor-Ray swept up. So for someone as young as Taylor-Ray is, the smarts he's shown in dealing with defensive stress and compromise has been really impressive.
Another of the big newbies is already up and running. Toafoa Sipley, sorry. Or Toffo as they call it. Walker, back to Mark Sneed. Lumps it downfield. And we are back into that cycle of Wakefield playing out of corners. Tanganoa also on. And Jaden Myers, the former Bradford winger, another of those signed from the Championship before Bradford's promotion. Corey Hall. Truman and Pitts combine. Wakefield edging forward with a little bit of menace here as Matty Staunton took that carry. Truman goes direct. The half-back, once part of the Great Britain squad under Wayne Bennett, had plenty of injuries, but still a potentially sparkling player. And so, Josh Smith. So Wakefield leads in the Challenge Cup Friday, the 13th of March, 10-8. That one kick goes on air, and Redbutton and iPlayer. And of course, Warrington Castleford back here for Super League. Saturday the 21st of March, and that one's kicks off at 3. We're on air from 1:45. So Warrington trying to work their way forward at time through Philbin. Sipley, who brings that muscularity, who's mentioned, wasn't he, by Sam Burgess, Ryan, as somebody who's really helped bring that size and punch. Kick from Sneed. Should be a simple one for Pratt, and Wakefield's turn to show their wares.
Yeah, I think it's for the last 10 minutes it's real high quality completions, a lot of shape being thrown at teams. I guess it's who blinks first now, isn't it, Matt? It's a real arm wrestle of a game.
Yeah, 11 to go to the break. Corey Hall almost picking Warrington's pocket there, but Sipley and Walker stood firm. Pitts just brings Staunton in, but again it's really intensive line speed and the ferocity of the tackling as well. Truman Squares up his hips, gets it out there. Lovely, I was going to say, lovely hands, Nicotimo. It came loose. Josh Hewlett has been allowed to play on here. I think Wakefield, now the call is made by Liam Rush. And Wakefield would like kids in the playground. Sir.
Knock on, it's a one-on-one.
So they all run, don't they? Captain challenge, they all run to the captain, don't they? I actually thought Thulis did a great job. I thought he knocked it down, but he doesn't. I actually thought Thulis had knocked it down, but it doesn't seem like he does.
Well, Wakefield were desperate.
That's what I thought there was all complaints to the ref about. Fair play to Thulis, just picks the ball up and goes, doesn't he?
Late to the whistle.
Yeah.
Or the whatever. Yeah.
And that was the biggest win ever to the ref, Matt, so I can't really go with you on that.
Yeah, it must feel weird. Obviously, you were all set for a season, and then life comes at you in different challenges, doesn't it? Now you're a CEO and off the field role.
Got to be sensible now, haven't I, Matt?
So Liam Rush just policing the scrum here.
Get the ball in and get out. Come on, stop messing around. Heads in, let's go. Heads in, let's go.
Joe Philbin, meanwhile, in that scrum. Josh Thulis was there too. Out on the edges. Kai Taylor-Ray just lost his footing, and Corey Hall was able to wrap those arms around him and shut down the play. Sam Stone. They're in a really good spot here, Warrington. They've got the 2. Can they turn that to 6? Oh, it was real catch and pass stuff there because the pressure was on. And Josh Smith has turned that into a decent carry. Trying to play quick, danging over to Williams. Looking for that crash ball. Oh, it went through the hands of Philbin. It's been hacked away by Corey Hall.
Got it, he's got it.
Come up with it. Oh, that's stunning. Oh, Liam Rush. Is he spoiling the party?
What a crazy 20 seconds that was. I thought on the left edge, obviously George would have had him else. He throws the ball over the top. As comes back, throws a speculator to Philbin. Hall hacks it on somewhere. I thought he would just kept on the ball there. So throw something to Truman. A little error at the base of his feet there. So another scrum for Warrington.
Yeah, no, not much by way of points, but it's been enjoyable, hasn't it? It's been really entertaining so far.
I think it's important Warrington come away with points though, because they've been down this end quite a few times, Matt, and not really looked threatening. So 8 minutes to go before half time. For me, I think they need to come away with points to build their confidence through this game.
Yep, Shipley gets them to a point. Sneed, he throws the dummy. Taylor-Ray, Hopawati. Whoa, that was a big surge. Wakefield got the numbers there. Might there be gaps elsewhere? They've got a plug. Philbin, like the pinball. Wakefield halt the momentum. Walker zips back against the grain. Here goes Shipley. Brilliant work from Wakefield again. They've had a good old battle on the door there. Shipley has come away from that thinking he might have scored. No try is the call, Liam Rush. So they'll take a look at this one, and Chris Kendall is the video ref.
Okay, we have a live call of no try. It's tackle 4 coming into tackle 5. We're just checking the grounding. Okay, does this ball ever get to the ground? Hard to tell on that angle. Just going to look at camera 8. Okay, we can see the top of the ball. We can see the bottom of the ball. Okay, you can see the ball on the ground there. I'm just going to explore all of the angles. Okay, so we're just going to explore all the angles. Okay. The referee has confirmed on field that he always is in control of the ball. So whilst I can't see his hands, the referee is comfortable that he doesn't lose possession of the ball. And as you can see there, the ball is on the ground. I'm happy I've viewed the angles I need. I've made a decision.
Satora Fafora Sipley, has he opened the scoring try-wise? Initially when it went up, I wasn't convinced, but it is a try! And the big man from Auckland, despite all those Wakefield bodies, somehow managed to squeeze that ball down. And Warrington open up a 6 points to 0 lead with a kick to come.
He's happy, isn't he, the big fella, Matt? I think it's interesting they've thrown a lot of shape at his left edge, Warrington, and not come up with the answers. And ultimately, this is a little drop-off play by Walker to put Sipley as a crash ball, obviously over the try line, managed to find his way over. But the move looks like it's going nowhere. Obviously, Danny Walker calls for Sipley to come underneath him. And he's just too big, too strong, and finds his way over to the try line. So I think it was important that Warrington came away with points. I think they've been down here a lot and not looked threatening enough. And that set was in danger of fizzling out again, Matt. But this time they find their way over.
Well, it's practically nutmegged. As Mark Sneed sends that kick through, it's practically nutmegged Isaiah Vanganar, who's I thought had shut it down. He's basically put the ball through his legs and dotted it down. So impressive. But as you say, Walker was the architect, the schemer, wasn't he? And you give it a freight train like Sipley. He always knew. So we're back up and running, and Wakefield behind further.
I think Philbin's been great since coming off the bench, Matt. He's just added such an energy and a kamikaze-like attitude, hasn't he? And he's made the game real quick.
I think the best teams that I've seen so far this season have been the ones that when they do bring their starting front rows off, the momentum doesn't shift, does it? You see Wigan, it's Mago.
Almost gets quicker.
Exactly, yeah. Williams now for Warrington. The captain, after the Dolphins in 2027 in the Australian NRL. He's got a year left at Warrington before he heads down to Brisbane. Mark Sneed, left-footed kick. How many times do we see that? HIA for Tyson Smoothie, by the way. And Harvey Smith, who's a really highly rated player, will get a chance to sparkle from dummy half. It'll be Jack Sinfield who plays it from there that time.
Just think Warrington have got the balance really smart at the moment. I think just on that last set there, I think Taylor Ray took a carry, George Williams took a carry now, so as he's trying to play the ball really quick, Mark Sneed's already there set to kick the ball on the last play, so the balance is really good from Warrington at the moment.
Truman gets that one onto Corey Orr, but Hopawate showing his defensive mettle to go with the attacking sprinkles of quality. Nicotimo. There is Smith. Spins it onto Truman, who clubs that one downfield. This time Thewlis allowed some space to writhe and wriggle and roam. Williams, Hopawate.
Interesting part of the game now, Matt, for Wakefield. So there's just under 4 minutes left. And I don't think they can afford to concede another try here, because that would be a 3-score game.
Well, they can't let Walker go like that. Hopawate! Oh, he's hit fast forward! Accelerated down! And just as you said, Ryan, they can't afford to concede. That is just what happened. Alba Hopawate on the back of a dynamic Danny Walker break, and Warrington go back-to-back, 12-0.
I said the game also has got quicker since the introduction of Philbin, Sipley, etc. I think what Warrington have recognised really well is probably from Sam Burgess in the coach's box is probably trying to go round Wakefield isn't the play, but to try and go straight through the guts of them as the game gets more fatigue into it. So as the Wakefield forwards have become more tired and become more fatigued, the spaces that I guess the lack of defensive discipline has really entered into the field, which Danny Walker, Hopewati, George Williams are taking full advantage of. It's a great try, but as pure, I guess all the earmark of Sam Burgess' style, what you mentioned pre-game, of everything being flat and fast around the ruck. And also this is Hopewati, who's actually a right centre. He's turned up in the middle of the field here to get his 4 points.
Yeah, we talk about good lineage. His father John was a slightly controversial character, but what a player, and his brothers Will and Jamil, equally top quality, but he can shift. Albert Hopewati, he's a big body. He's got some great footwork. We saw in the game against Saints, there was a try that was called off, ruled out, but he shifted his feet beautifully. But he can travel.
Yeah, and just back to what Sam Burgess said about the new signings and the imports, what he's brought over, but you can tell they're actually enjoying themselves. I think for so long Warrington have had players who the pressure's probably come a little bit too much for them, and the weight of the shirts probably come a little bit too heavy. But what I will say over the last 2 to 3 weeks, they look like they're actually enjoying themselves. Sipley's having a go with the Wakefield fans, having a crack with them, and Hopewati's smiling going over the try. But it's actually nice to see Warrington players smiling before they also performing really well, so good to see.
So 14-0 on the back of the kick from Sneed, and Darryl Powell has seen this game just almost implode in front of him. He's barely got down to the sideline to prepare for his half-time, and his side have watched the match slip through their fingers like sand. 6 to the good in Perpignan. Wakefield have forced an error here. Matty Staunton receiving most of the raps. It was his tackle on Philbin, and it's the impact subs there, all 3 of them big forwards combining for Wakefield to force that error. Right.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the stats from Wakefield. Also, they've made 5 incomplete sets here, which I think is really important, obviously, in the grand scheme of territory and possession and fatigue. But also they've got, I guess, a minute now to try and scramble some points before half-time, which will make Darryl Powell's team talk look a little bit better.
So Harvey Smith to Jowett, on a bit lateral from Wakefield, and Warrington able just to smother. Oh, they've got a set restart here though. Fatili, that's better from Wakefield in terms of just really digging in, biting in, making Warrington work. Smith finds Truman. Bit of depth now supplied by Cam Scott. They are in last knock into the first half. Wakefield here, the hooter not far away. Hooter sounds, so that's a set restart, another 6 tackles. They won't probably have time for them all here, Wakefield, but can they make the next couple count? Penalty, well, I'd imagine it's 2 and crack on.
He's actually at Simbin.
Repeat offences, isn't it?
And you know what, that's a really poor decision from Warrington, because there's 10 seconds to go. By the way, I actually agree with the ref. I think because Warrington know there's 10 seconds to go, they've obviously repeat offence obviously on slowing the ball down, trying to get to half time. So I think it's actually a really clever decision by Rush. I think it's important that we can't have that professional foul, I guess, dynamic coming into the game. I think it's the right call.
Well, Turfafo Sipley had plenty to say on his way off the field, but the card was shown, and that is the end of it, at least for 9 minutes 59 anyway. He will spend cooling his jets. In the last act of the first half then could well be Max Jowett finally getting Wakefield on the board. Wakefield, of all the teams, know that a kick in front of the posts is never a gimme. As Don Fox, the poor lad, would have testified. But that is it for the first half, and I think what we have to say is, Ryan Briley, that, well, Warrington really put that game right in the palm of their hand despite that late penalty goal.
Yeah, I just think they'll be so frustrated that last 10 seconds of that first half. They're in full control. They can kind of go into the sheds with leading by, I guess, a 3-score game, and now they've probably made it, I guess, a 2-score game with 10 10 minutes where they're going to have to scrap and scramble for the teammate for 10 minutes. So, albeit 10 seconds of that first half was a most complete performance from Warrington. But yeah, I don't think Sam Burgess will be as nerve-free, shall we say, going into that half-time team talk.
Absolutely. Warrington then in control despite the late points. Warrington Wolves 14, Wakefield 12-2.
It's been a real tussle that first half, hasn't it, Kev?
It has. It was. I thought Warrington were very patient with the ball, but I also thought Wakefield defensively, up until probably the 34-35 minute mark, they were very, very good, and they showed a lot of resilience. But when you're defending on your own line for so long against so many attacking players, it's obviously going to fail at some point, and it did.
Josh Charnley watching it alongside us as well, and you were just sort of waiting, weren't you, for something to happen?
Yeah, it seemed that way. Both teams, I think the ball was in play for a long time, like you're saying. We spoke about the middles, they seemed to be a bit gassed, and that's when Danny Walker started to jump out of 9 and getting behind the ruck, which brings Taylor Ray into action.
Just to warn you that there will be flashing lights throughout this half-time as we have a slight show that's slightly more spectacular now it's dark than it was pre-kick-off in the light. Wakefield, their defence, as you said, looked really solid, and we're dealing with everything that was being thrown at them, weren't they?
Yeah, but the energy battle they were losing, and they were losing it. I think they're on the back of a 6-1 penalty count. And defensively, over and over again, it was last ditch. It was fantastic, but Darryl Powell will be thinking, we need to just take the foot off the gas a little bit defensively and actually try and do it in the attacking areas. We see how hard they're working just to stay in the game, and I thought Mark Sneed, the patience of him and the control, he was putting the ball in areas over and over again, and Josh, defensively, that's hard to do.
Yeah, like we spoke about, you don't know what he's going to do. He's got a running threat, kicking threat, but yeah, the way that Wakefield scrambled in that first half, like I say, with Miles covering across the pitch. But yeah, they're a bit everywhere, aren't they, at the minute? I think they're just trying to survive, but yeah, they're doing it. I think they're defending the field really well as well.
Yeah, and this one, when Kai Taylor Ray's gets on the outside, I thought this was a try for sure, but Jaden Myers, that's the second try-saving tackle he's done in the half. But what Darryl will be saying to him, if you give yourselves a chance here, lads, you're in this game. We saw at the back end, they had a minute of good ball, and they came away with 2 points. Now they're going to have 10 minutes where they have their extra man. It won't be doom and gloom inside there. I think they'll be quite happy that they're still in this game.
Yeah, try scorer Sipley, who's gone off, and eventually he was the one that breached a Wakefield defence. It was sort of a good old-fashioned barge, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. I think he's just trying to slow it down. I think there's like 20 seconds left on the clock, but yeah, it's probably not needed just before half-time, but like I say, he's tried.
I really like what Danny Walker did here. He calls him under, and everyone was saying, just get on with it, but he calls him under. He stands in the tackle. I think it was Joe Philbin before it, and Sipley does fantastically well. I thought, what's he going the screen for? There's no chance.
Yeah.
And he finds a way of getting it down. But to overturn it as well, the referee's really close, but I think there was only Sipley who knew that he got that ball down. It went from good to bad for him, unfortunately, and he gets a 10-minute breather.
He is a big guy, isn't he? I mean, I wouldn't like to stand in front of him. That's the kind of thing that you have to do.
Yeah.
The Hopawate try, again, Danny Walker and Sam Burgess talked about how this new style is suiting him. A great break to set that up.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do when you've got someone of Danny Walker's speed and skill is do that. Let the player stand in the tackle, and when you've got Hopawate inside him, it's shut the gate time. But when you're defending over and over again in areas, it takes your energy out. The first thing that goes is the ruck control. You can see Luke Yates there has won the ruck, or it's Josh Smith actually, and then after that it's game over, and it's so hard to get that back.
Yeah, you can see that he's standing in the tackle. He's probably called him to move. Markers aren't set, and Danny Walker's a smart 9. He knows that he's quick enough to beat them, and Hopowate's come off his right centre role, and he's in the middle of the field, so something's been spoken about that they might be able to push through the middle there.
So impressive for a hooker, Danny Walker. He's done so many defensive plays as well, and on the 37th minute he's still got the energy and the speed to go straight through the line.
And Sam Burgess was talking about the new signings that have come in, and he's one of them. They haven't brought in sort of big flashy name signings, have they? They've brought in really just good solid players.
Yeah, and they're really contributing to a good team performance, and I really like the balance of the side now. They've got pace and vision, but they've got that power, and that power where they stand up in the tackle, and these really good, exciting players can work off the back of it. I think the balance is perfect at the moment, Tanya.
We spoke a lot about Kai Taylor-Ray in the build-up to this, and he's been tested out defensively, hasn't he, as well as the flashes we've had in attack from him.
Yeah, he's defended, his defensive kicks that he's taken in, he's handled everything that Wakefield have thrown at him, so yeah, he could take a lot of confidence from that, but like you say, as soon as he gets his hand on the ball, he's a massive threat, and any space that he's going to create now in this second half, it's just for him now just to take control of it all.
And the really impressive thing about Kai is he's improved so much so quickly. These aren't the types of, this is the type of thing we expect from him now, where he bursts through the line and puts George Williams over for nearly a try, but it's the detail of catching kicks, being brave, being in the right positions, because over and over again he's done that, but this is his X factor.
Yeah.
This is what he had at the start of the season, this is what he had at the start of last season, but I think he's really built on the defensive side of his game.
Yeah, there was a little stint in the first half where I think Wakefield got a 6 again just in this bottom corner, and Max Jowett didn't hear it, and I think Taylor-Ray plugged the hole and got the kick from him. So like you say, we're speaking about the smarts around it. He's only 21 years old, but the knowledge to be in the right position at the right time and handle what is in front of him.
This is the one you talk about, Josh. He does, he plugs the hole, but then he's almost electric from a standing start.
Yeah.
There's danger all over the field, and I'm sure Darrell's putting him in the corners to stop him being so dangerous. But he's answering all the questions at the moment.
Yeah, he is.
So what do Wakefield have to do to get back into this?
I think Wakefield really finishing the sets better in that first half than Warrington. He was kicking deep into the corners, pinning them, but I think Wakefield just needs to start playing a little bit more. I think back against the grain with the big middles that they've got, and hopefully, like you say, that Max Jowett can get his hands on the ball and start creating 3-on-2s on the edge.
I think the errors and penalties, if they can clean that up, everything that Josh said is absolutely right, but they need more chance to do that. Missing touch off a penalty, you can't do that when you come to Warrington. You've got to get on the side of the scoreboard to quiet the fans down. If you don't do that, you end up going behind at half-time and losing the game at full-time.
Well, in the other game that is taking place as we speak, St Helens are 6-0 up over in Perpignan against Catalan. There is so much more rugby league to come here on the BBC. Newly crowned World Club Champion winners Hulkingston Rovers take on Leeds Rhinos in Las Vegas tonight as Super League spreads its wings stateside once again. Full commentary is from 11:45 tonight on BBC Sounds. You'll also be able to watch all the highlights from that game and all matches throughout the season on the BBC Sport website and app. Our next live match is a cracking Challenge Cup 4th round clash between Wakefield and Leeds. That's on Friday the 13th of March from 7:50 on the Red Button, BBC iPlayer and the website and app. And for our next live Super League match, we're back here in Warrington for their clash against Castleford on March the 21st. That's from 2:45 on BBC Two.
The FA Cup live on the BBC.
Neto, brilliant.
It's what everybody's talking about.
Oh, yes!
Amazing scene.
Oh, he's done it! These dreams keep getting wilder.
The FA Cup 5th round. Wolves v Liverpool and Wrexham v Chelsea. Starts Friday at 7:45 on BBC One and iPlayer.
The FA Cup is next week tonight. It's the Premier League, a match of the day. Gabby Logan is on duty with highlights of today's 6 matches from 10:30 on BBC One. It's the same time, same channel for Match of the Day tomorrow with the best of the action from 4 matches. And back to the Oval Ball. If you want to continue your rugby league fix, check out the Top 10 podcast on BBC Sounds right now. Now, inspired by Brian Bevan and our guest here, Josh Charnley, we thought we would celebrate the top try scorers, the guys that get the headlines. It's the 30th anniversary of Super League, and there have been some cracking tries to show you.
Lock. Scorethorpe. Cunningham. Brian Fletcher with a second attempted tackle. Kalis. Oh, it's released Wellens. Wellens with Ashton to beat. And Saints and Paul Wellens strike. Senior off the scrum for Leeds. grabbing. Still going here, Keith Senior. Brilliant!
Pressing this St Helens line now, it feels like such a long time. It's given away, and Makinson is away, and in a foot race he often wins. He's being chased hard here, but Tommy Makinson over for his second. They've been under the cosh, but they've turned up with a try.
Maguire, elusive. Mathers. Here comes Senior. Offloads to Maguire.
Pepe once more. O'Brien. Lamb just changing his angle. Shouted for the corner. Is that Super League try 250? And it is scored in typical, spectacular, flamboyant style. Maguire with a chip over the top. 4 seconds left. Oh, Ryan Hall's picks it up. Ryan Hall will run through and scores in the corner. The league leaders' shield is decided with the very last play of the game. The hooter sounds as Hall scores, and Leeds have won it in the most dramatic of circumstances.
So you sit proudly at the moment, second in the all-time try scorers list. So you're just sort of waiting for Ryan Hall to retire so you can catch him up?
I think me and him are going to go neck and neck till, you know, we pull away. But no, I'm honoured to be up in that list of, you know, players. So yeah, it's my job at the end of the day to score tries, and you know, I've been lucky enough to score some good ones as well.
Have you spotted we put a special line in for you at the bottom there, Kev, number 39?
Pretty embarrassing, really.
No, that's a decent number, you know.
Yeah, I was joking with Josh before. If it was missed tackles, I'd be right at the top. So no, it's good to celebrate the try scorers. It's a fantastic skill. You know what they do now. We probably take it for granted. Really, it's frightening how they score them, and they have impossible situations. They get the ball down in this corner.
Yeah, so how do you do that? How do you set yourself up with 3 people running at you and manage to dot the ball down with one hand?
Yeah, you've just got to back yourself. I'll always try and go in and out because my left hand doesn't really work, so I'm all right-handed.
You are literally, you can't, that one you can't hold it one-handed.
So I can only hold the ball really in that hand. I've only got my middle finger on my left hand that can grip, so if you see me diving for the corner, if I'm playing on the left wing, I'll always dive out to in. So sorry, I'm like this. So I'll hold the ball. I'll make sure I've got a good grip. If I'm running, I'll make sure my grip's ready to extend out.
There's an awful lot to think about. Do you practice all of that in training?
Yeah. Wingers, it's your job. You've got to practice scenarios that you might be in. I know we've been doing it at Lee where we're coming across, because sometimes if we're defending now, and as a player we know who'll dive with her hand out, we're trying to attack the ball. But it's a skill that you need to have. Like you say, you might be in a situation where it's raining, so you make sure you got the grip. You need the right, presenting the ball on the try line.
You've just give away your secret, though. You can't use your left hand. Did you ever use your left hand score?
I think I've scored a few, yeah, with my left hand. I'm not giving it all away. I wear sticky stick on my hand, so the ball won't come out.
So we're going to take you back to your first try. How well do you remember this?
Yeah, it was. I was on loan at Hull KR in 2010. I was playing in the Hull derby, which I was lucky enough to experience, and yeah, this is my first ever Super League try, which is not a bad one to score. Baby faced.
That your favourite try, is it?
Yeah, that's the one that
Started all.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to go out on loan, experience Super League, and I've managed to score in the Hull derby, and like you say, that's my first one, which I'm lucky enough to score 200 odd from that now. So
I must say you look very fresh-faced. Kev, we were going to do your best try, but I have noticed that the players have come out, so we possibly better get back.
Well, it would have took a bit of time.
It wasn't from 5 metres out at all, was it, Han? Let's take you back up to our commentary team then for the second half. We can join Ryan Briley and Matt Newsom.
Thanks very much, Tanya. Well, if there's ever an excuse to stick around after the game, then it's to see Kevin Bradd's favourite ever try of his career. So that's one to keep you hanging onto your handset and not changing the channel. Wakefield might have felt at the back end of that first half, Ryan, that they wish they could change the channel. But they did get themselves back into it, and they do have a man advantage for the next 10 minutes or so with Toa Fofoa Sipley in the sin bin.
Yeah, for sure. I think this first 10-15 minutes is critical to how this game pans out for Wakefield. I think sometimes it can almost be an adverse effect when you're attacking a team with 12 men, because they work harder, don't they, Matt? So, it'd be really interesting how they attack this first 10-15 minutes from a Wakefield point of view.
They will restart. Max Jowett is poised. We're just hanging on for Liam Rush. He's just getting kitted out communications-wise. Matt Ellis sat there as well with the Wakefield analysts and the staff, and Wakefield owe him an awful lot of debt, don't they?
Yeah, what an unbelievable job Matt Ellis has done, and just a great guy as well. I've met him a couple of times throughout the last 2 to 3 years, and just a great, humble human being who just wants the best for Wakefield, and Wakefield fans are lucky to have him.
Absolutely. Welcome people like that in the sport who are willing to put their money behind this great game. And so Liam Rush sorted, connected up, and we are connected up as well as this second half begins with Ben Curry launching himself into the ranks of Wakefield defenders. Danny Walker and Toby King, the latest in this game of British Bulldog with a ball. Philbin making a nuisance of himself, as he has done since coming off the bench. No route through for Taylor Ray that time, but he ensures that Wakefield have to stay honest, and it's a little chip in behind. Myers has just taken the sting out of that and will now return it for Wakefield. First thoughts of the second half, Ryan?
Just thought it was a really smart kick by Danny Walker. I think Mark Sneed gets a lot of pressure and attention because obviously he's the dominant kicker, so Danny Walker actually dummied to Mark Sneed and put it in the right hand corner behind Myers. Probably wasn't expecting it, so really smart by Danny Walker.
Well, Pratt offloaded and then realised that it wasn't going to go anywhere, so he managed to bring that ball in. So no Tyson Smoothie for the rest of the game, so it means big minutes for that man, number 17, Harvey Smith. He's failed his HIA.
I mean, that's a huge loss, Matt, for Wakefield. I think he was one of their best players in the first half before he took the knock, and so he's just an experienced campaigner as well. It'd be a huge loss for Wakefield.
Yeah, Josh Eulis is proving a little difficult to grab hold of. They do have Jazz Tavanga who can step into dummy half, but it does mean they lose an interchange option off the bench. They don't lose an interchange in terms of the 8 they're allowed, but they do lose a body, really, and that's sometimes the worst bit.
Yeah, for sure, and just the stature of him. He's also their marquee player, isn't he, for this season, coming over from a championship winning side, and yeah, really unfortunate for Wakefield.
Yeah, part of that Brisbane Broncos team that won the NRL Grand Final. Him and Tavanga, and really highlighted by Darryl Powell as kind of culture leaders within the squad. Very good kick from Warrington. It's Wakefield's ball, but they've stuck them right back in their own 10 once again. And the game management of someone like Mark Sneed on a night like this, with a man down in particular.
Just how he actually shapes the ball off his foot there. I think people underestimate the skill needed for Smart Sneed to get the ball in that corner and out, just to waste another minute for game management, get another 7 minutes down the clock and get Sipley back on. But the way he angles the ball away from his left foot to spin it out of play should never be underestimated. It's a real high level skill.
Myers really chugging that ball forward. Max Jowett looks in danger. So Darryl Powell, his facial expression right now will be one of most displeasure. And a penalty goes Wakefield's way here.
He's not looking good, Max Jowett, is he? Just having some real treatment from the physio here, and he just doesn't look in a good place.
But it's almost the curse of the fullbacks at the moment, isn't it? We've had Bailey Hodgson, Jack Wellsby, Will Price,
Blake Taff.
Blake Taff, of course, at Cass, yeah. So Max Jowett is okay and can continue contributing to this contest. Fatili. Big stomp from him. Really wrestling at the play of the ball as well. Sinfield, Shroom in the halves combining. Nice ball that time for Jowett. He's running okay there. And I think he might just have got that down. He has. Max Jowett standing up for his team, playing through the pain and touching down to get Trinity back in the contest, but it might have come at a cost.
Miraculous recovery, isn't it, Matt? I think Max Jowett's come out of nowhere at the back of a cannon to hit the ball, and obviously Truman's seen Smith bite in, puts a lovely ball over the top, a floated ball just into the space. And Jowett on the end of it, it's a great finish by Max Jowett as he comes to the corner here. Just if he gets the ball down in time. It's like a... Oh, Matt.
Yeah.
Where are we at?
I think that was good. I think he just got that down. I think the leg, if it had been a fraction of a second more, for me, he's in. Or does it come loose? Oh no, I think he just...
Yeah, I'm with you, Matt. I think it's a try. Just waiting for the try to be confirmed, but great shape by the Wakefield side. It's the first real clinical set of good ball they've had, and with real detail. Obviously, Sinfield to Truman over the top to Jowett, and they score in the corner. It's a great try by Wakefield, but a really important moment of the game, to be honest, Matt. I think it was really important how they attacked this first 10-15 minutes, and they've attacked it with vigour and come up with points. Really important moment of the game.
So Jack Sinfield tasked with making the 4-6 from the sideline. Tricky kick, but as we've seen, he's inherited an awful lot of positive traits from his father, Kevin. And if he could have picked any of those superpowers, it might well have been that unerring accuracy off the tee. Can he match it? No, he can't. Not this time. There will be others.
Just as Sinfield plays the ball over to Trinity, gets him across the line. Mark's knee bites him, which causes a domino effect on Warrington's left edge, and they pick him apart to the corner. Just unfortunate effort from Smith and Kai Taylor to try and get Jowett out at the end, but yeah, just real detail in the play, really smart execution from the Wakefield spine.
Well, Max Jowett is a kicker of his own repute, but clearly with the injury that he's nursing and left the duties to Jack Sinfield. It could be tricky for Trinity here if Max Jowett can't run that one off. I mean, he showed that he was willing to grit his teeth for his team. Staunton. And now Smith. Corey Hall. Folded up. That was a lively little burst there from the hooker, Harvey Smith. And they'll have another pop here, and they've made some good meters here, Wakefield. What about the kick from Jack Sinfield? He was swinging about, and Kai Taylor-Ray, well, he looked to accelerate, didn't he? But his foot just went on this turf, which, as we were saying before, is pretty heavy. It's had an awful lot of rain on it.
Just amazing what a try can do for your confidence, isn't it? Just the intensity of Wakefield now. So what they did there was just absolutely pepper the right-hand channel of Warrington. and come up with 50, 60 metres with a great kick at the end of it. So yeah, just amazing how, I guess, momentum can swing games to suit agendas and intensities going forward. It's a really interesting, I guess, psychological element of sport, isn't it, how momentum changes things.
Yeah, Danny Walker's just the sort of player Warrington need to swing that. 2 minutes 20 and counting without Toa Fofoa Sipley. Mark Sneed just drills that ball along the ground. Jarrett doesn't want to get involved, or he's hoping that this carries for a 7-tackle set, and well, his little gamble paid off.
Yeah, certainly. It's smart fullback play by Max. I think Mark Sneed was actually trying to find the ball into touch like the previous kick, but just didn't find its way out there. But now, so it's a 7-tackle set for Wakefield, which will be like gold, and the Warrington forwards will be screaming now, trying to get Sipley back on. They've got 2 minutes to go.
Ollie Pratt, former Championship Young Player of the Year back in Wakefield's successful promotion campaign 2024, and he had a sparkling season last year in the big time with 5 tries. Another of those young homegrown talents. Fatili now for Wakefield. Sipley is primed to be chucked back into the mix as Matty Staunton runs aground. Liam Rush has stopped the clock. He's gone and told Matty Staunton to go back and play it from the mark. Sinfield throws a dummy. Oh, he's almost through. Hamlin Ueli was on his shoulder. Smith, really good kick that one. Williams, safety first for Warrington. A little puff of the cheeks there, I think, tells you that they've been on the rack, Ryan.
Yeah, it's a good job he got a repeat set, because Jake Truman was going absolutely mad on this open side of the field. So it's good job he got the repeat set. Obviously both half and full back have come to the right hand side, and then he gets a clap at the end of it, doesn't he, because he made the right choice in the end. But it's a good job.
Toa Fofoa Sipley back on. Warrington back to full complement, having been sin bin for repeat ruck infringements. Thumping dropout. Warrington preferring to wedge up as a line and try to close Wakefield down closer to halfway. Liam Byrne involved in that tackle. And Sam Stone. Hamlin Ueli on for Fatili as Jay Pitts. Oh, was that infringement from Sipley? Danny Walker having a word in the shell of Liam Rush, but Wakefield get the penalty here. And they waste no time. Trinity with the first points of the second half. Hamlin Ueli setting a platform. On the back of that, Matty Staunton. Willing runners. Real intent. Harvey Smith poised. Sweeps it, but Truman, well, he's had to make something out of that, because as soon as he touched the ball, he was sandwiched. Smith gives Pitts a bit more depth. Sinfield back to Vanganar. Wakefield sending plenty of shape the Wires way. Sinfield to Truman, it might open up here. Big floating ball, brilliant for Myers. Jake Truman with an absolute peach of a Harbour Bridge ball, and Wakefield right back in the game.
Truman's got both edges now, hasn't he, Matt? He's got the left edge, now he's going to go to the right edge and put, like we said, a Sydney Harbour Bridge over the top there to Myers. But just the smarts of Truman to get into the line and notice what the defence is doing in front of him. He's noticed, especially close to trial on that Warrington, are very up and in and very tight. If you watch as Truman gets the ball, Hopawati and Thulis are all looking in. They're all looking in. It tightens that line-up, makes it so narrow, and Truman's too good to pick him off. Watch he gets at the bot, everyone's ball watching. The domino effect of Hopawati looking in forces Thulis to jamming off his edge and give the opportunity to Truman, and now it's on Truman to pick the right pass, and he does.
And as well, Isaiah Vanganar, and I think George Williams was trying to say that Vanganar was obstructing a defender, but it was a bad read. 2 went for Vanganar and left a huge gap, and as you say, it was the defence had already jammed in.
Yeah, just the domino effect of everyone kind of falls in place, doesn't it? Once one looks in and once one bites in, everyone has to follow. So just really smart by Jake Truman. Obviously, come up with two great try assists now with balls over the top. So, but it'd be interesting to see the next time Wakefield go down there, what did the Warrington edge defence do then? Did they jam in? Did they hold? Did they wait? Did they passive? It's almost a game of chess now between Jake Truman and Warrington's edge defence.
So Max Jowett has run off the injury that forced him to hand over the tee before, and he will have a crack here to bring it back within 2. No. So it's only a score lead though. They have chiselled away at Warrington's what looked like a mountain of points and fashioned it into something a little easier to work with. But Truman, he's had that quality all his career, hasn't he? Blighted by injuries at times at Castleford, at Hull FC. He looks revived under Darryl Powell. It's like the pair of them kind of almost bring the best out of each other.
Yeah, they certainly trust each other, don't they, Matt? I think that's what, I guess, the special relationship brings out of people, when people trust them and they get the best out of them, as Jake Truman showing tonight. He's got just oozes quality, doesn't he? Just almost a Rolls Royce of a halfback.
Yeah, when he is fit and well, he's superb. As I say, was part of the Lions tour. He went almost as just a bit of experience back in 2019. Smith jumping from dummy half. Jowett pops a more routine ball up to Sinfield, who gives the ball some leather. Well scooped up though by Kai Taylor-Ray before he is pinned in. 6-0 Saints away at Catalan in the Super League at the half-time hooter. Poor only side looking for back-to-back wins. Walker, oh, he's lethal. If you give him the space. Smith has just gobbled up meters as well. Really good contest this, both sides swinging. Williams now Taylor-Ray. Papawate moves it wide to Dulis. They haven't given up the chase here. Oh, the bounce. Eventually forced behind by Jowett, who still doesn't look 100% comfortable, but he had Sam Stone. He could hear him rumbling behind him.
Yeah, and just the effort from Sam Stone to keep on the move and keep pushing through, because if Sam Stone doesn't chase this, I guess Wakefield get out of trouble. But the fact the pressure from Sam Stone to put on Jowett forces the dropout. So a full set on Wakefield's line now, though. How do Warrington respond? Sorry.
And how do Wakefield play this? They've gone short a couple of times off the dropout in the first half. It looks like Jowett is going more for distance this time. And so Liam Byrne has been winding up. And he runs in. Walker. There goes Sipley. He's got the crowd engaged. Walker now onto Tanginoa. You know what you're going to get from the man from Auburn, and that is just one big hammer drive. Williams, Sneed. That time repelled. Curry. He's making Wakefield work here as Jay Pitts finishes off the tackle, but Warrington's so close to that Wakefield line. Sneed with the delicate kick. Brilliant take by Smith. Josh Smith gets his first Warrington try. And just as Wakefield were forging their way back into the game, Warrington deliver a big shot to the jaw.
I think Mark Sneed fired a warning shot in the first half with this type of kick, and Max Jowett got him out of trouble. And Mark Sneed obviously recognised it again. Recognised obviously Pratt's tight on his wing like it was the first half, but this time Jowett's not there to back him up. He looks to shape the kick, but Pratt again is just so tight off his edge there. It's last tackle, so he's got to be expecting the kick. He's too tight, and Smith scores in the corner, but it should have been a warning shot in the first half. Mark he tried to get him in the first half with this exact kick. This time he puts it on a dime for Smith to go up for 4 points. It's a poor try for Wakefield to concede.
Yeah, Josh Smith Never played first grade before this season. He'd spent his time in the Queensland Cup. The likes of the Brisbane Tigers, Mackay Cutters. He played for Canberra Raiders in the New South Wales Cup and never played first grade before arriving in England for 2026. And he's already made an impression at Warrington. So Mark Sneed, he has got the right boots on for this sort of thing, hasn't he? David Beckham.
He had a new pair of boots every week when he was at Salford. Yeah, I think he's sponsored by Adidas.
Yeah. David Beckham wears Mark Sneed boots. As he looks to kick this one, Mark Sneed, he's got that round the corner style. And those Wakefield fans behind the posts doing their best to put off a man who seems to be able to perform in whatever cauldron he's placed in. Oh, he squeezed that in. And Warrington fans sit a little easier again.
It's obviously spent a lot of time with Mark Sneed over the last couple of years, and he actually embraces that pressure. He's got a full stand here below us, ready to kick the ball, and he actually wants that pressure. There's not many people who, when the torch is on them pressure-wise, actually want the ball. He's certainly one of them players. He embraces it, he wants it, he loves it. He's obviously one of the best players in the country under pressure.
So Wakefield have brought Mike McMeekin back on. We are almost up to the hour mark. Still just the 10 points in it. So Liam Rush just having his communication sorted again. And we'll have a look at what else is coming up on the BBC Rugby League wise over the next couple of days and weeks. Tonight, 11:45 p.m, the big game in Vegas. The atmosphere will hopefully seep through from Sin City. Hull KR against Leeds Rhinos on the BBC Sport website and app, BBC Sounds, and of course Radio Humberside as well if you're in that vicinity. Challenge Cup action with the Wakefield Trinity side looking to get themselves back to Wembley. Up against the Leeds Rhinos, good old West Yorkshire derby, that one. Challenge Cup 4th round, Friday the 13th of March, and that one kicks off at 8, 10 to 8 we're on air. And then back in Super League here, as Stuart Pearce looks on, the great psycho, Warrington Wolves against Castleford Tigers. Super League is Saturday, 21st of March, 3 o'clock with a 2:45 p.m. on air time, so you can get plenty of build-up with the team. So Warrington, communication issues fixed. No communication issues from Warrington of late. They have really aimed up again on the back of Wakefield forcing their way back into the game, Ryan. They've come out, a big statement from them with that particular try. Danny Walker once again buzzing. Kai Taylor-Ray, they lined him up and gunned him down, that's for sure. He was
Danny Walker said sorry. When he tapped on, I said sorry, mate.
It was a sitting duck. Oh, Ollie Pratt almost away, but Toby King with a clever little ankle tap. And you can see how tough this surface is because the kit man and team are going to be busy. It's there's some muddy stuff out there. Jayden Myers, a try scorer in this one. Sam Burgess with his coaching staff, Richard Marshall, Steve McNamara, looking on with interest from up high. Mike McMeekin. They need to get him rumbling into life to Wakefield. So it's an awkward kick. Kai Taylor-Ray has some problems to fix up at the back here for Warrington, and he deals with it, but he's squished by Caleb Hamlin-Uele.
Interesting which way Warrington go here. Did they hang on the last 20 minutes for this lead, or did they go for the throat at Wakefield now? I think there's more points in this Warrington team. I think they can score more points, but it's just the mentality of them now. Are they going to go and try and kill the game, Matt, or are they going to try and hang on?
Little offloads like that suggests they're going to try and put it beyond doubt, doesn't it? But they're going to be helped by moments like that. Albert Hopewate, he's a real menace, isn't he? Playing in that centre, but he gets in the mix. He's got so many physical gifts. He's quick, strong. Good footwork as well. Right, so tap and go. Tanginoa marching at Warrington forward. Walker, Sneed, the craftsman. Williams out to Taylor Reid, the speedster. Good cover that time from Wakefield. Thielis to Williams. Liam Byrne. Real punches forward. Short ball that time for Curry. Warrington have got themselves right in the mix. There's another score beckoning. Williams trying to take it to himself. Grounded eventually there by Jackson Field. They'll go short-sided through Toby King. But again, turning the ball over, a couple of metres out, just saying to Wakefield, well, come on then, what have you got?
Yeah, these are tough carries, aren't they, for the Wakefield side. I think perhaps going to take his first one, but just gives us an indication of where Warrington mentality is that they're going to say to Wakefield, well, can you come 100 metres to score against us? And the evidence so far is not likely, Matt, and I think that's what Warrington really comfortable with at the moment.
Yeah, we're trying to use Cam Scott, who has played a bit of back row, but he's in the centres this afternoon, this evening. Corey Hall, who athletic youngster who was part of the Wigan and Leeds junior ranks before pitching up here via Cass and Hukea. Smith, he's dangerous if they allow him to roam. Andy Walker knows all about that, so brings his opposite number down. No Tyson Smoothie for Wakefield, of course, who failed his head injury assessment. So big minutes for Harvey Smith potentially tonight. Josh Smith, who's got himself in the scoring charts, leads Warrington 4. King. Toby King always pestering me to get him on both. It was the Traitors and Race Around the World. I said, I don't work for those programs. He wasn't having any of them. So if you're watching anybody from those, Toby King wants in. George Williams feeling the effects of that tackle. Hand to his mouth. So I think play's just been stopped here. Painful looking one for George. England captain, Warrington captain.
Yeah, he just comes off his right foot and then straight. I think just Miki just cops him on the jaw, doesn't he? And it's not like George to stay down, so he's definitely copped something, hasn't he?
Yeah, and
not happy was he with the challenge.
Mike Mamikin's fist is substantial.
Yeah, it's probably not one you want to cop, is it? He's a big human being.
He was reaching. It wasn't the intention of a clock around the chops, but counts as a high shot.
It's really hard, that, Matt, because if he plays the ball, George, I don't think that penalty gets given. But it's the right call. But it's just so hard for the refs because I guess you just don't know where it ends up when it's such close proximity like that. So looks like Marks is going to take the 2 as well, so make it a 12-point game. It's a big kick.
Yeah, it is. He's got the range. He's certainly got the power. George Williams just exchanging a few thoughts with Liam Byrne.
I think Liam Byrne's been great for Warrington, Matt. Just looking at his stats there, so it's 53 metres, 22 tackles. He's in the middle of his second stint now. Just been really aggressive. His line speed has been punishing. Really good addition by the Warrington club.
Yeah, came from Wigan, didn't he? Where he'd been part of the culture for a long time, grown up at Wigan. But he's come in, and as we say, he's brought that experience and that perhaps that mentality as well, which comes with playing for a club like Wigan. So Mark Sneed prepared to have a crack at this one. It's a longer way out. but it is good. Well, Mark Sneed has bought his shooting boots tonight, and it's a 12-point ball game.
Yeah, 15 minutes to go. I just think it brings the drop goal in play now as well for Mark Sneed. So I'll give a little secret away. He likes to take drop goals with 10 minutes to go. He says anything earlier than that, he doesn't like it. So when there's 10 minutes to go, watch Mark Sneed plan the drop goal and take it into a 3-score game. Wakefield have got a lot to do here because they need the ball back, and they're going short of the kickoff. It looks like.
Yeah, that was how Max Jarrett was kind of poised and positioned, the angle he was going to kick from, and that's exactly where it went. Now Warrington are pleading one thing, Wakefield the other.
So it's a penalty to Warrington. It's an extra cross.
There's a lot of flapping about there as that ball was taken in. And Warrington get the penalty, and they're going to tap it, and they're trying to catch Wakefield out here. Oh, then it's been lost in contact.
Wakefield needed that, didn't they, Matt? I say 15 minutes ago, need 2 tries, so yeah, a bit of ball in, good ball here. And what I will say, they will have confidence, Matt, going into this good ball area because they've come up with points every time they've been down here, so they need to get the ball in Jake Truman's hands as soon as they can.
Yeah, Zaya Vanganaj, who was busy in the first half with the ball in hand. Tavanga keeps it moving. Truman onto Jowett. Truman manages to... Jowett, releases the ball onto Corey Hall. Ball skimming back in field. Tavanga. Hamlin Ueli, but that was a brilliant tackle. Curry buried his shoulders into him. Truman. Sinfield manages to dump the ball off. Cam Scott finished off by Josh Smith, making Wakefield pass with under duress. Tavanga really thuds in. Smith. Truman delays his pass. Jowett arcing round. Delicate kick. Beautiful kick. Oh, it just wouldn't bounce. And I think Josh Ulis's touch might be the crucial one here.
I have no try.
So Liam Rush, no try, he's just checking this. So over to Chris Kendall.
That's what I've checked, mate, yeah.
Okay, we have a live call of no try. We're just checking the grounding. The players to the left are onside. We'll go to the corner view. Okay, who does it touch? It's missed by Fulis. Does that touch Myers' hands? Okay, you can see there it touches Myers' thumb, and that's what propels the ball upwards. So what happens to it then? So it's Myers' thumb, so that it's his thumb and it goes forwards, which constitutes a knock-on. So then anything after is irrelevant. It's a knock-on in the field, in the in-goal. I've made a decision.
Well, Jada Myers watching on, hopeful that this might be a call in his favour, but I think he's going to be disappointed, as are Wakefield. And Josh Ulis, who got back to cover, will be grateful to see that call.
Yeah, just a real, I guess, scruffy. It could have gone either way, couldn't it? That one, Matt, I think it's unfortunate. Just both wingers made a bit of a mess of it. So Warrington on the fortunate end of that one.
Really good line speed from Wakefield. They know the task. They can't allow another try, another point against them, and they've got to rack up 12 or more to make this golden point at least. Jordy Crowther now on for Wakefield, Warrington against his former club. He's a Wakefield boy, one of the youngest ever debutants in Wakefield history, Super League history certainly. Tavanga makes the tackle on an on-rushing Tanganoa. Walker now to Byrne. Almost managed to slip away there. In fact, it was Crowther who was proving electric eel-like. Sneed with the kick. Why does that come off Wakefield hands? Well, it certainly ended up in Wakefield hands, Ryan.
Just a really smart finish by Mark Sneed again, making him come 80-90 yards with a smart finish. I think the game management from Mark Sneed and George Williams will take over now with just over 12 minutes to go.
Well, Wakefield down on a key troop in the shape of Tyson Smoothie. Warrington, by the way, a fairly strong contingent out there.
He's been good, hasn't he, Matt Savanga for Wakefield. He's gone real hard in his contact, his aggression, his carries. Been brilliant.
Oh, Josh Stearlis, man, truly spooked. I thought he'd broken his ankle there, the way he cheated on the back of that kick. Yeah.
But I've been under a couple of them, so I have sympathy for him. It's a lonely place, them fullbacks and wingers, Matt. I promise you.
Yeah, Jack Sinfield making Josh Stearlis, his legs seem a little unsteady there, but they got away with it as the ball bounced to touch. This Warrington side, as it stands, would go 2 from 2. Still plenty of rugby to be played so far, but the list of teams who yet to taste defeat is a diminishing one. Literally, Wigan, Toulouse and Warrington. Warrington set to go for 2 from 2. They play tomorrow, Toulouse. Sneed. That to Williams. Oh, it was a no-look pass to Stearlis. I think he's still wobbling from that kick before. Myers picks up a Wakefield. Tried to shovel him towards the touchline. He did well, the man they called Starboy at Bradford. Lovely pass from, and a kick in behind him from Sinfield. Good chase in from Pratt. Wakefield delivered perfectly. Superb kick that from Sinfield, and the chase from Ollie Pratt. Well, he just rocketed in behind while Warrington dithered, and it's back on again, Ryan.
What a big moment that could be, though, from, I guess, nearly throwing down in one end with Thulis. So he makes the error with a drop pass off George Williams. It almost goes full 180. Just looking at the error here from Thulis, obviously comes off his head, his feet, and Myers is the beneficiary. But just the vision from Sinfield, and listen, this is play 2 of the set. It's a really risky play from Sinfield, probably the most riskiest of the game so far. But I think, especially with 10 minutes to go, that is a Hail Mary of a play, but really well worked. Great vision, the technique on his strike has put it on a plate for Pratt. Game on, Matt, game on.
Ollie Pratt handed a roll on the wing at the moment. That's the number he wears. He's been challenged. If you want to play centres,
it's a big kick, this, Matt. It's a huge kick.
And Max Jowett, who was walking wounded at one point in this game, scored one of the tries to get his team back in the contest. Pressure is on. From the touchline, nearly. He's given himself a long route to it. He has banged that one on its way. That is superb, Max Jowett. And now they believe again on that terrace.
I said to them, Matt, probably about 15-20 minutes ago, how Warrington would attack the game. Were they going to go for the throw, or were they trying to hang on? They've not come up with points, and this is what's happened on the back of it. Wakefield are now in the game, one try in it.
What's interesting, Josh Smith, who has been playing as, he takes a lot of yardage carries. He's so far upstream, so far infield, that, I mean, the spacing behind was almost criminal.
I think the issue came from, obviously, Josh Smith trying to cover defence on the break on the far side, which naturally brought him tighter, but just the smarts from Sinfield to spot that and put the kick in behind.
Fortini! Oh! He gets fans excited, runs with a punishing manner. Warrington aiming up They need to keep this lead in their grasp.
Such a strange dynamic now, isn't it, Matt? It just looked for all money that Warrington was so in control of the game. It shouldn't be this nervy for them, should it? They should have been put to bed by now.
Testament to Wakefield with all the issues they're dealing with mid-game. No Tyson Smoothie and loss of an interchange. He almost injected himself into the line. Williams made the tackle. What about Truman's left boot? Steepling kick that Kai Taylor-Ray took on the full, and he returned that with real vigour. And that might just give Warrington a bit of impetus. But Wakefield are hunting now. All those big middles energised. Out to flatten. Scooped up by Toby King. Oh, they've got a set restart here, have they? That's torture for Wakefield. Torture for Warrington.
This is huge, Matt.
Going to challenge on what basis that?
George Williams almost so breathless he couldn't get out.
I don't think he knew. I didn't wait for Toby King to help him out.
Warrington are challenging the ruling of a knock-on. They're claiming there's ruck interference.
So Liam Rush is having a look and Chris Kendall's having a look.
No, the six again was from the play before, the mark was the play before.
Okay, so we have a captain's challenge. Warrington are challenging the decision of a knock-on. They're claiming that there is ruck interference. So it's an upright tackle. Okay, is Sinfield just pulling his arm out the ruck, or is it a deliberate pull on the ball? Camera 1 maybe. Okay, camera 5 is going to be my best angle. Okay, Sinfield is allowed to have his hand and he's allowed to wrap the ball up. He's then got to pull his hand out. As long as it's not a deliberate pull on the ball. Let's play it in full speed just to see if we've got perspective on that. Okay, in my view, Sinfield is just pulling his hand out. There's no clear pull, there's no deliberate effort to strip the ball out. Again, we'll watch it full speed. He's just taking his hand away from the tackle. His challenge inconclusive. His challenge unsuccessful.
Thanks, man.
So, Toby King and Warrington. They might have a few jitters around now. Toby King, his facial expression says it all, but Wakefield get a chance here.
And Wakefield will fancy the chances. They've been really clinical this end of the field, so just expect the halves of Sinfield and Truman to link up with Jowett out the back. That's I don't know what's happened here.
Yeah, Danny Walker.
No, it's a scrum.
Having a chat.
It's a scrum.
So it's there's not a restart with the penalty.
Oh, you know, he's right. He's a scrum.
Yeah.
He's a scrum.
Liam Rush got carried away. And Warrington were annoyed.
You know what though? Like, fair play to him. It's nice when refs admit they're wrong, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah. Liam Rush there. I did it.
Look at George. He's fuming. He's sprinting over. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, at least they were paying attention. Everyone was paying attention.
Well, look, big moment for Wakefield here. I think, getting back to my point, look at the link up between Sinfield and Truman, trying to create some space for Jowett out the back.
Kaios Fatili making the hard yards for Trinity. To Vanga, he's really getting his hands on the ball. Vanga, great line. Really pressurising. Lovely offload too. Smith now for Wakefield. Sinfield poised. McMeekin gets it onto just to Vanga. And the big Samoa international takes some stopping. Truman. Now Sinfield. Cut out ball for Scott. It can be a dangerous runner. Former Hull FC man. Bradford Bulls. Truman bit into the line. Jowett smuggling it out to Myers. Got plenty to do. Oh, brilliant cover tackle from Kai Taylor-Ray. Outstanding for Warrington.
Could be a game winner for Kai Taylor-Ray. We've waxed lyrical, haven't we, Matt, about his attacking prowess. But this is the defensive side of his game. The defenders biting again, don't they, Matt? And obviously this time it's Jowett over the top. But this time with George Williams as well and his full-back get them out of trouble. Unbelievable scramble defence on the side there to get him out of touch.
Kai Taylor-Ray, not only does he do well, he didn't get him high, he gets the perfect wrap on the ball, but he's come across when the chance looks like it's almost over.
Well, that's almost your insurance system there, Matt, for any sort of edge defence, what comes up and in. You need some insurance around the back there if the attack is good enough to get round you or to go over the top of you. Kai Taylor-Ray spots that the edge is compromised there, and he almost provides that insurance policy around the back to protect his teammates.
And he knows it's happening, and he's alert, and you're right, it's about the game smarts that he seems to have already. At the tender age of 19, not 20 until next month. And that is a relieving penalty if there ever was one.
Chaos comes straight through the run. Time off.
Nice Bartili having his two
Chris, we
penalties.
have a captain's challenge.
Oh, they're going to challenge this Wakefield.
Wakefield are challenging the ruling of ruck interference.
So over to Chris Kendall.
We got the opposite there when Mike McMeekin down here holding forward, giving knock on. He's not getting the exact same.
Okay, we have a captain's challenge. Wakefield are challenging the decision of ruck interference.
What's that?
Just going to watch it full speed. Okay, so Walker, so the tackle's complete at this point. Walker's then getting to his feet to play the ball. And then Caius then comes straight back through and obstructs Danny Walker. And that's what then makes Walker go back to ground.
Danny tries to play the rock in the first half,
Caius is shortcut into marker. So it's challenge inconclusive. Challenge unsuccessful.
Thanks, mate. Penalty Warrington on the 30, or just after.
So Martini
Got no call.
and Wakefield unable to overturn the call. Warrington get an opportunity now, really, to put this game to bed.
Yeah, I expect Marks needs to have his fingerprints all over this. These are his moments, what he enjoys. Obviously, 5 minutes to go. He'll control the set now and finish in a good area. If not, put the ball over for 1 point as well to make it out of reach for Wakefield. So expect Marks needs to have his hands all over the ball on this specific set. He'll control everything.
Danny Walker going around almost every player. I'm just waiting for play to resume here. Is there more tech issues have we got? Ian Rush just getting a word from the touch judges. That's tech issues here is this time. Yes, Neil Horton, who's Horton should I say, who's getting his issues with the communication this time. So everyone has to just take a breath. 4 minutes 30 to go, Ryan. Who does the stoppage help? Anybody?
Yeah, probably Warrington, because they want the game to be slower now, don't they? I think Wakefield were trying to find some rhythm. But yeah, just Marks Neal will slow this game down right down to a T and control it from here.
So we're just still waiting for the go-ahead to crack on. And it's a case of, well, the last couple of games you've certainly seen more players having to pick the mud off the boots. It's even some of the best pitches, and I count this as one of them, have been struggling with the inclement weather. Thankfully, I'm saying that, it's dry at the moment, but it's a heavy ground. Mark Sneed just treating us to some keepy-uppies now.
He must be bored. I think it's a different as the game resumes, but I think if Warrington managed to see this game out, I think Sam Burge will be really impressed, just because it's a different type of win, Matt, than the first game. I think the blitz sent Elland in the first game with some great attacking play, but this has been a bit grittier, been a bit tougher. So yeah, I think Sam will be really pleased.
So this Warrington side, at the moment, 6 points the lead. Wakefield Trinity, one narrow win, one narrow loss.
The teeing up a drop goal from Mark Sneed, I think, getting towards that right post, where Mark Sneed really likes that play.
Yeah,
he'll always want a last-minute carry around the right post, and he'll set up his drop goal.
Yeah, Sam Stone has put them in the spot. Mark Sneed, is he going to get it? Mark Sneed! Well, it was on the cards, and Sneed delivered. And it is an uppercut to Wakefield that they might not get up from.
Might pick the lottery numbers tonight, Matt. I just obviously seen it many times before. Obviously the way he sets the full set up and controls the full set. He likes to finish around that right post area to open up his left foot for his strike for the drop goal. So stereotypical Mark Sneed, that's for sure.
George Williams with that 2-score buffer. It just allows Warrington to breathe, and a bit of concern here for Jada Myers, who struggled to get up, and again it's a lower limb injury that might give Darryl Powell some further concern. Harrison clambers forward. Walker, Williams, Sam Stone making a nuisance of himself on that right edge. Hopawate might get another drop goal at this rate, Sneed. Oh, they're in. Lou Yates carving over some space. Desperate, dogged effort from Wakefield. Walker finds Sneed, the cutest of kicks. Smith pushing back for King. Well, you have to say, if you're going to win the game, that's some way of doing it. Mark Sneed with the kick, the beautiful pass from Josh Smith, and Toby King boxes this one off late on. 2 late rallies in both halves have put Wakefield to bed.
I want everyone back at home to concentrate on the skill level Mark Sneed executes with this kick. As he gets the ball, he almost looks to thread the ball on the floor and catches the Wakefield winger napping again and puts it over the top of his head. If you watch the replay, it's a great play by Luke Yates to set up and makes the break. Gets his bumpers up in Jowett's chest to play the ball real quick, but when Mark Sneed gets the ball, look how he puts the ball to the floor first and kicks on the outside of his foot to Smith on the wing to put the ball in Toby King's angle. Watch as Mark Sneed gets the ball here, puts on the outside of his foot on the money to Smith, who pats it back inside to Toby King. The skill level executed by Mark Sneed is phenomenal on that play.
Magnificent try. And Toby King keeps up his try a game ratio in 20-26. And again, it feels cruel on Wakefield. But Mark Sneed so often is creator supreme, the craftsman. And he's using the shot clock just to keep that clock ticking down. Wakefield have been really gutsy and shown some real class. But Warrington have come up with the goods, and Mark Sneed a big part of it. As he launches that one, he's pulled it. But the buffer is good enough, and 1:21 to go.
Just the skill level there as we look back on the pictures, but really smart by Smith. Also probably realised he's probably got to get bundled into touch and puts the ball back into Toby King's lap there and gets up for 4 points. So great work by the number 7 in the winger to put the number 3 Toby King up for probably the final try of the game.
So Wakefield they're going to have their moments in 2026, I'm sure, when they get all their troops back, all their players, their key players back. No Mason Lino tonight, and of course Max Jowett nursing an injury. They will come strong at some point. It's Tyson Smoothy for a full 80. But this Warrington side, I mean, we've seen Wigan start like a train. We've seen OKR put in one of the biggest performances against any club in the World Cup Challenge, so you'd imagine they'll be there or thereabouts. Toulouse so far unbeaten. Warrington are in that mix though, early doors, and I mean, after last year, they needed a good start.
Yeah, 100%. They needed a good start, and it's interesting because the scoreline probably makes it look a bit more comfortable than it actually was. But I think that's what Burgess will be really impressed with, the fact that it is such a gritty win, and even winning by kicks in the end. And
they might well have another one here. Walker chasing, Pratt recovering. Wakefield avoid conceding once more, but it was almost a hopeful hack on, wasn't it, that turned into something more. Toby King with the little offload. Walker nudged that into space.
I think that's what you get from early season games on that, is a little bit scrappier, a little bit more tries from kicks, and also they've got the best kicker in the game, haven't they, in Mark Sneed, so that certainly helps. But I also wouldn't be worried from a Wakefield side here. I think they've shown some good stuff, and like what you said, Matt, they've got a couple of big troops to come back, so I think Warrington happy, but there's definitely no need to panic from the Wakefield side.
No, certainly not. Darryl Power, an experienced coach, but today is all about Warrington. I really hoped that James Harrison was going to go for a drop goal or something there just to finish it off, but instead he takes the hit up. Really good, high quality game between two very good teams, but Warrington just showing that they look a different animal, Ryan Briley, in 2026.
Yeah, they look tougher, and I think Sam Burgess tried to instill that since his reign here, but definitely the gritty side, and when it got a little bit tough, we was I guess asking both ourselves, weren't we, Matt, how would they handle the pressure now, that especially when it came to a one-try score. I think it becomes a little bit nervy, but I think they handled that anxiety and that pressure really well, and I think Mark Sneed was the catalyst for that. I thought Danny Walker for me was the best player on the field. I think what he did in the middle there for 80 minutes with no break, tackles, his carries, his kicking game even early in the second half was really influential. But the best team won that. I think there was by far the best team on the night, but I think in general the game was really close and really tough. It was only say the last 10 minutes where Warrington pulled away, so plenty of things to work on for both sides, but I think ultimately Sam Burgess really happy.
There we go, Wakefield Trinity beaten. They were gutsy, they were really tough, but Warrington just have an extra joie de vivre about them today. 27-16, Warrington have beaten Wakefield.
Well, Kevin Brown and Josh Charnley watching that with us. That was quite a second half, wasn't it, Kevin?
It was. I thought Warrington were very good in the first half as well, albeit they didn't get the points that they probably deserved. But in the second half, especially late on, I just thought they were comprehensive winners. They, they did the tough stuff, but they also finished it off really well with some fantastic play and a great kicking game from Mark Sneed as well.
Well, we're delighted to say that we've got Kai Taylor-Ray who has joined us, and he's just shown how good hands he has by catching the microphone that we've lobbed across at him. Great win for the side, a gritty win for the side.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a hard game. Obviously, we had a couple of losses last year, but we wanted to rectify that, and it was a tough game. We made it hard for ourselves at points, but I thought we came back and did well.
From your own point of view, we saw a little bit of your speed in attack, but it was in defence you seem to be shining tonight.
It's been a big work on for me in pre-season to do that. What a team needs is me to defend and do my job, and it's been a big work on.
Try-saving tackle towards the end, you flew across, didn't you?
It's just my job to do that, so if I didn't make it I'd be disappointed, so I'm happy.
At what point do you see that you've got to get there?
I don't know, it's kind of just instincts. I think as soon as you see that ball fly over the top, I think you've just got to put your foot down and try and get to the corner as fast as you can, and luckily I did.
Kai, how much are you enjoying it? Because you just look like you're making fun of some of these defenders. You're just running straight through the middle of them and giving them a clean pair of heels.
I love it. It's my dream job and I love it. As long as I keep playing this, I'm buzzing. I absolutely love it.
Did you expect so much so soon?
No, not really, but I'm kind of just trying to take it with two hands and just run with it. So Yeah, I'm enjoying it, but yeah, it's good.
What Sam said to you?
I can't say
That's
too much.
broadcastable.
He just said go out there and enjoy it. Yeah, every week he tells me to enjoy it and trust myself.
And a lot of the stuff that we're seeing now, they tested you in areas. Look, we're going to see some of the highlights where you blitz straight through them, but they tested you today and you stood up to it. How much do you think you're learning on the run?
Yeah, a lot. Obviously, I felt like against Saints, I didn't catch as many on the full as I should have done, so that one main focus today, just to compete and catch all the balls and really attack them. And yeah, I was happy with myself with that.
What is the toughest part for you? We know you've got speed and you've got the footwork. Is it the defence? Is it marshalling the other members of the defence as well that you've got to learn?
Yeah, everything. I'm only just turned 20, so I've still got a lot to learn. But yeah, every aspect, defence and attack, I'm still learning and enjoying learning it as well.
What about England at the end of the year? Have you got one eye on that? There's a lot of fullbacks gone down, Kai.
Nah, I'm not talking about that yet. We'll see as the season goes on.
And is that something that Sam is very much keeping your feet on the ground?
Yeah, I prefer it that way, just to keep giving me pointers to work on. I think if he just praises me all the time, it's not good for me. So yeah, as long as he keeps me, I'm happy.
Well, very well played. Congratulations. We will let you go and enjoy it. Well done. I'll take, bung that on there. Thanks ever so much. Well played, Kai Taylor. What a lovely young man as well.
Yeah, just confident. He's just playing on instinct, isn't he? He's playing full of energy, living the dream, and what a fantastic player he is now. But how good can he be?
And what advice would you give to a young man coming through, making headlines in the way that he is?
Just keep your feet grounded. You probably you're easy gettable now on social media where people can contact you and message you, but like you say, he's got a great role model in Sam Burgess as his coach. He's got experienced players with Sneed and George Williams as his spine players, so if he keeps his feet grounded, and he can take a lot from that.
They were put on the rack a little bit, weren't they, Warrington, at times, but that Josh Smith try gave them room to breathe again.
Yeah, and then obviously the Mark Sneed drop goal off the back of it. But some of the play on this left edge, you've just got to sit back and admire, because Mark Sneed, there's not much room for error there. And the way, like Ollie Pratt isn't out of position, but you look at the kick, what a great camera angle that is. That is almost impossible, Josh.
Well, he's kicked it from the inside of his foot, like he's just passing the ball along the floor like a football. But yeah, it's Mark Sneed, you give him time, he can put the ball on the dinner plate.
That's so difficult to do, so difficult to defend. The fact that I don't think Mark Sneed knows what he's going to do until right at the last minute. This is the break, and this is probably an even harder skill to do off the back of a break. And Mark Sneed, I thought Ryan Briley spoke about it perfectly well. The way he drops the ball to the outside of the foot, it looks like he's going to put it on the floor, and then that's superb bit of skill.
Yeah, massive. Like I say, he's got that in his locker where he can just put the ball wherever. You just got to respond to it. And
Josh Smith didn't do too bad there either, Charles.
I was about to say, we're all watching about that skill of catching it, throwing it back over your head. Absolutely fantastic. I think we've got Mark Sneed coming in. Here's a microphone for you, matey.
Hey, mate, all right.
Playing of the match, we were just singing your praises and showing some incredible kicks there for you. Two very sort of different halves, it felt, that game.
Yeah,
we're going to bring you in. I'm not sure. Can you see over the table?
There you go. You're on
table. See you on table. You see, look. Introduce your kids.
Oh, this is Phoenix. This is Maximus. They love a screen more than I do. So, they'll get school bragging
just
on
about
Monday.
See you over the top of there. Just about see you. Sorry, we were waxing lyrical about your kicking in the second half. It's the two very different halves.
Yeah. Look, we completed really high in that first half. We did everything that we set out to do. The scoreboard probably didn't show how much pressure we put on them, but they've got such a big team, Wakefield. We put so much through them in that first half. We were always going to break down at some point, but then we were daft on the back of it as well. We didn't build like we wanted to, and it was one of them games where after we've won the game, it's a good win for you. It's a good win for you to get through so early in the year. Any win's a good win. So look, we'll take it and we'll move on.
Did you speak about that before the game, having the patience? Your kicking game was fantastic in the first half. It was fantastic in the second half, but more attacking flair.
Yeah.
Did you speak about that with Sam, about building the pressure and being patient?
Yeah, I think it's probably the only thing I said before the game. That I think you obviously get a few people chatting on what we want to do as a team. The only thing I said was patience through the game. You build enough pressure. Obviously, you played the game and you build enough pressure. You put them in the wrong areas.
long enough, you're going to get chances and you're going to execute.
Was there any time that you had a bit of a concern that the scoreboard wasn't ticking over as much probably as it should have done with the dominance you had territory and possession wise?
No, me personally, I didn't. I think they scored one down there in the first half, I think, and we got in. And throughout the stadium, you could sense a bit of panic, but with the group there, we stood there and we were just calm down. We put enough into it. We'll get out, I promise. Just stick to it. And in the end, we did. We did a good job. It were probably a bit scruffy at times, but this time of year, the pitch being like this, a kicking game goes a long way. Possession and all that goes a long way. So yeah.
Those kicks that you executed tonight, do you practice them on the pitch, on the training paddock?
I do now and again. Yeah. I enjoy doing them. Wingers don't like defending against someone.
We spoke about it, saying that the wingers were out of position, and your execution, putting that on a plate for the winger, just...
Yeah, I'll be honest, it's a bit unfair on the defending wingers because all they're doing is covering the little kick, aren't they? And then if you can drop into that corner, then... But then if you stay up and defend that kick and I roll it in, you're in trouble off Lammy, aren't you? So,
Steedy, do you change your kick because
the options there for both, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if you watch the clip, as soon as I go like that, the winger starts going. He steps in to cover the little kick. So as soon as he starts going that way, for our winger attacking it, their winger's backing off. There's only one winner, isn't there? It's one of them.
And you kicked it from the inside of your boot as well.
Yeah, I like it. They look good, don't they?
Mark, I'm going to say thank you to you and to your kids. Daddy did well today, didn't he?
Yes, thank you.
Does Daddy give him a special hug when he wins?
Yeah.
Big hugs for Dad. We're going to bring in another dad and child. I felt a bit like we were a crash on here on the BBC. Quick high fives there. Daddy Sevens. There we are, Sam. Congratulations on a good win. Are you going to introduce your daughter?
Yeah, this is Robbie.
Robbie, lovely to meet you.
She just said she wants to go inside, so she said hurry up, I think.
Oh, we will hurry up then.
No, that's from Robbie, not me.
We will do what Robbie tells us to do. A nice gritty win from your side.
Yeah, I thought it was a really high quality game. Both sides were at 90-something% completion. They were physical. We had to ride out. The first half was a high quality game, and then I think it just lost its way a bit in the second half. Not down to the players. I think it just got stop-starty a bit, and I thought the game deserved to finish in a better way. But I thought Wakefield were very good and challenged us extremely.
They defended well, didn't they? They defended really well. Was there ever a time? I think Mark Sneed just summed it up perfectly well. The patience, the spine. But was there ever a time for you, Sam, that you thought we should be in front by more here?
Well, the first half, I thought we could have attacked a little better. I thought there's some areas that we can have a look at where we can. We can challenge a little bit more and ask a few more questions, but I think with the way the game's going, it's going to take teams, 8-10 weeks before they figure that out, and same with us. But I agree with Sneedy. I thought our patience was good at times, and I think we were 100% in the first half until Phil made the error, and then the unfortunate sin binning. But there we go, always happens. But I thought we managed the 10 minutes well enough, and Wakefield a very dangerous side, so we're happy with the 2 points.
I'm very impressed though. She was worried you might get a bit cold. So just zipping up your top there. She's got your eyes because she's glaring at me, and I've seen you do that glare.
Give us a smile, Robbie. Give us a smile.
It's not how she wants to go indoors, don't you? I'm getting the Sam Burgess eyes.
Might be hungry. I think it's hungry and tired.
So week 2 done for you. So that's 2 wins.
Yeah.
Good way to start the season.
Yeah,
different kinds of wins for you.
Yeah, it's a different start to the year. Obviously playing round 1 and then a week off. And as funny as that sounds, it's a bit tricky because the boys are ready to go. So you got to hold them back, and I could feel a bit of that in our game tonight. I thought our collision was a bit off at times, but we rode it out. But we're happy with 2 wins would take anything at the moment. So we're just looking to build on that. And hopefully we get through this with some good health, and look forward to next week now.
We will let you, and more importantly Robbie, go inside. Sam, thanks ever so much.
Thanks, guys.
I'll take that off you. Let's have a quick look at the results we've had so far this weekend. So wins, a big win for Wigan, who sits top of the table. Castleford up and running. York winning by 1 point yet again. Warrington there beating Wakefield, and St Helens look on course for victory against Catalan Dragons. That is a latest score. Hull KR, of course, play Leeds overnight in Las Vegas. You can hear that on BBC Sounds. Do tune into that. So confirmation there. Wigan sit top, Warrington second. It is, of course, very early days. Wakefield there down in 10th. Huddersfield yet to register a win. Hull KR have got a 0-2, but they are World Club Challenge winners and have only played one game. So that is all we have got for you from here in Warrington. Kev, Josh, thank you very much indeed for your company. See you soon. Goodbye.
Wigan Warriors turn Wembley cherry and white.